Close your eyes, dear listener, and let the world slip away. Breathe in the quiet, the soft hush of a night woven from starlight and secrets. Tonight we wander together not to seek answers, but to drift through the shadows of mysteries that whisper in the dark, places forbidden, unreachable, cradled by time and silence. Welcome to 25 Most Mysterious Places That You Cannot. Visit a journey into the heart of the unknown, where questions bloom like moonlit flowers and fade into the stillness of forever. Settle into your dreams now. Let your thoughts soften, like waves, lapping against a forgotten shore. Imagine a world where ruins hum with voices in stone, where the wind carries secrets no mortal was meant to unravel. These are places cloaked in starlit ruins, veiled by oceans, deserts, and the weight of ancient vows. They are not for us to conquer or claim, but to behold with awe, to let their mysteries cradle us as we drift toward sleep. Some truths, dear one, were never meant to be solved. They are the echoes of footsteps in halls long crumbled, the flicker of a lantern in a cave sealed by centuries. They ask nothing of us, but to listen, to feel the pulse of wonder in their silence. Tonight, we will wander through these sacred enigmas, letting their stories wrap around us like a velvet sky. Each place we visit is a thread in the tapestry of the unknown, glowing softly under a moon that guards their secrets. So come with me now as we step lightly into the mist. Let the world fade, let your heart slow, let the mysteries carry you. Our first stop is a hidden chamber deep within a forbidden city where whispers of power linger in the air. This is room 39, a place no outsider has ever seen, a riddle locked behind walls of shadow and time. Picture a city cloaked in twilight where the glow of lanterns casts trembling shadows on silent streets. You stand in Pyongyang, North Korea's heart, where the air feels heavy with secrets. Before you looms a nondescript building, its windows dark, its doors sealed. This is no ordinary place. This is room 39, a name that drifts like a wisp of smoke spoken in hushed tones, its truth buried beneath layers of whispers and time. You cannot enter yet. Its mystery pulls you closer like a tide, drawing you to an unseen shore. What lies within? No one knows, and perhaps no one ever will. You imagine stepping toward that shadowed entrance, your footsteps muffled by the weight of the unknown. Room 39, they say, is a nerve center of secrets, hidden deep within the capital's labyrinth. Some call it an office, others a bureau, but its name is a cipher revealing nothing. Rumors swirl like autumn leaves. It is a hub for clandestine operations, a place where wealth is conjured from thin air, where power moves in silence. No outsider has crossed its threshold, and no map marks its place. The building itself seems to shift in the telling, sometimes a stark concrete tower, sometimes a modest wing of a government complex. You try to picture it, but it slips from your mind fluid as a dream. The North Korean government guards its existence with a fierce silence. Those who speak of it do so in fragments, their voices low, as if the walls themselves might listen. You feel the weight of that secrecy now pressing against your thoughts. What is room 39? A vault of forbidden knowledge, a forge for shadowy wealth, or something stranger, something no one dares name. The truth is a locked door, and you stand before it keyless wondering. You pause your mind, turning to the realm of reason seeking patterns in the fog. Scholars and analysts peering from afar have woven theories about room 39 each, a thread in a tapestry of conjecture. Some hypothesize it as a financial engine, a clandestine operation to fund the regime through illicit trade, counterfeit currency perhaps, or smuggled gold. Reports from defectors whisper of vast sums moving through hidden channels, sustaining a nation under sanctions. Could room 39 be a mastermind of economic survival, its ledgers filled with secrets no treasury could claim? Others propose a darker purpose. Intelligence agencies speculate it as a hub for cyber operations, where unseen hands craft digital webs to destabilize or deceive. You imagine rows of screens glowing in a dim room, their light casting eerie patterns on the faces of those who work in silence. Or perhaps it is a laboratory of sorts, a place where forbidden technologies are born, chemical, nuclear, or something yet unimagined. The scientific mind reaches for answers, but each hypothesis frays at the edges, dissolving into the void of what cannot be proven. You consider the logistics. A facility so secret must be fortified, its access restricted to a chosen few, biometric locks perhaps, or codes known only to a handful. Yet the more you ponder, the less certain you become. Could Room 39 be a myth, a deliberate mirage to confound outsiders? The scientific perspective offers no anchor, only questions that spiral deeper into the night. What is the cost of such secrecy, you wonder, and who pays it? Now you let your heart guide you, feeling the pulse of something ancient, something sacred in the mystery. In the spiritual traditions of Korea, the land is alive with spirits, with energies that linger in places of power. You imagine Room 39 as more than a building, perhaps a nexus, a point where the veil between worlds grows thin. In shamanic lore, certain places are forbidden not because of guards or gates, but because they belong to forces beyond human grasp. Could Room 39 be such a place? Its secrecy, a ritual, its purpose, a pact with the unseen. You picture yourself standing before it not as a seeker of facts, but as a pilgrim before a shrine. The air hums with a quiet reverence, as if the stones themselves hold memories of forgotten rites. In Buddhist teachings, there are truths too vast for the mind to hold, mysteries meant to be contemplated, not solved. Room 39 feels like such a truth. It's Enigma, a mirror for the soul's own depths. You breathe in, and the silence speaks. What if this place is a guardian of secrets not meant for this world? From a Taoist perspective, the mystery aligns with the flow of the universe. Some things are hidden to preserve balance, to keep yin and yang in harmony. You sense Room 39 as a shadow cast by light, a necessary darkness in the order of things. The spiritual lens offers no answers, only a gentle invitation to let the mystery be, to let it cradle you like a lullaby sung by the stars. You shift your gaze to the past, where stories of Room 39, or what it might have been, flicker like candlelight. Though its modern form is tied to the regime, you imagine its roots stretching deeper into the mists of Korea's ancient history. Perhaps this place was once a chamber, for royal seers where oracles divine the will of the heavens. You see robed figures moving through incense-filled halls, their voices chanting prophecies that shaped dynasties. Or perhaps it was a vault for sacred relics, objects imbued with power too great for mortal hands. You picture a jade amulet, its surface carved with symbols no one can read, locked away to protect the land from chaos. Stories from defectors hint at stranger things, a room where time feels wrong, where those who enter emerge, change their eyes, distant, their words few. One tale speaks of a guard who stood too long at the door, only to vanish into the night, leaving behind a single whispered word, forever. These stories, true or not, weave a tapestry of awe. You feel them wrap around you, each one a thread of wonder, each one dissolving into the next. Was Room 39 always a place of secrets? Or did it become one shaped by the weight of what it holds? The past offers no clarity, only echoes that linger in the quiet. Now you are no longer just imagining, you are here, standing in the stillness, the building before you. The air is cool, tinged with the scent of rain and stone. You reach out your fingers, brushing the unseen barrier that keeps you from the door. It is not a wall, not a guard, but something softer, like a breath that pushes you back. You do not fight it. You let it guide. You let it whisper that some doors are not meant to open. You close your eyes, and the mystery becomes a landscape within you. You walk through halls you cannot see, your footsteps silent on floors of polished obsidian. The walls hum with a language you almost understand, a song of secrets that needs no translation. You are not afraid. This place does not threaten. It simply is eternal and unknowable. You feel small yet vast, as if the mystery has made you part of itself. What is Room 39 to you in this moment? A puzzle, a prayer, a shadow cast by a light you cannot name. You let the question drift unanswered like a leaf on a quiet stream. The silence is your companion now, and it is enough. You step back the building, fading into the twilight. Room 39 remains a silhouette against the stars, its secrets untouched. You think of all the hands that built it, all the minds that guard it, all the dreams it has inspired. Scientists may hypothesize, mystics may ponder, But the truth is, a river that flows beyond reach. You feel no need to chase it. The mystery is its own gift, a quiet wonder that soothes your soul. You turn your heart light, your thoughts soft as moonlight. The city around you is silent, but the world is alive with other enigmas, other places that call to you in whispers. What lies within room 39? The question hangs in the air, gentle and unanswered, as you prepare to wander on. In the shadow of that silence, another mystery beckons from a frozen vault beneath the Arctic snow. Imagine a world locked in eternal frost, where the sky shimmers with curtains of auroral light. You stand on a snow-dusted slope in Svalbard, a Norwegian archipelago cradled by the Arctic's embrace. Before you, a stark concrete wedge pierces the mountainside, its entrance glowing faintly like a beacon from a forgotten age. This is the Svalbard Global Seed Vault, a silent guardian of humanity's future buried deep within the permafrost. You feel the cold seep into your bones, yet the mystery of this place warms your soul with quiet awe. What secrets does it hold, this frozen ark of life? You lean closer, listening for whispers from the ice. You take a step toward the entrance, your breath clouding in the frigid air. The Svalbard Seed Vault is no ordinary repository. Carved into the heart of a mountain on Spitsbergen Island, it lies 120 meters beneath the surface, shielded by rock and ice. Its purpose is both simple and profound: to preserve the seeds of the world's crops, a safeguard against catastrophe, war, famine, or the slow creep of climate's wrath. You picture the steel shelves within, lined with sealed packets, each holding the potential for fields of wheat, rice, or maize. Over 1 million seed varieties rest here, entrusted by nations across the globe, yet only a handful of caretakers ever tread its halls. The vault's design is a marvel of precision. Its chambers are kept at a constant -18 degrees Celsius, a temperature that slows time itself, preserving the seeds for centuries, perhaps millennia. You imagine the silence inside, broken only by the hum of refrigeration units, a lullaby for slumbering life. Access is forbidden to all but a select few scientists, curators, and guardians, who move like priests in a sacred rite. The entrance, flanked by security systems, feels like a portal to another world, one you can only dream of entering. Why does this place feel so alive? You wonder when it is built to outlast us all. Your mind shifts, seeking the clarity of reason amid the frost. Scientists view the vault as a bulwark against extinction, a genetic library for a fragile planet. One hypothesis posits it as a response to biodiversity loss, crops vanishing under the weight of monoculture or disease. Could the vault's seeds one day repopulate fields ravaged by blight? You envision researchers in distant labs analyzing these frozen grains to engineer hardier strains, a science fiction hope made real. Another theory focuses on global catastrophe. Some speculate the vault prepares for a doomsday scenario, a nuclear winter, an asteroid strike, or a climate collapse that chokes the Earth's fertility. You picture the vault as a time capsule, its contents, waiting for a future where humanity must begin anew. Yet others argue its purpose is diplomatic, a rare collaboration among nations, even those divided by conflict. Seeds from North Korea rest beside those from the United States, a silent pact in a divided world. Could this vault be a bridge across time, uniting humanity in its shared vulnerability? Skeptics, however, question its invincibility. What if the permafrost thaws as warming trends suggest? Could rising seas or seismic shifts breach its defenses? Engineers counter that the vault's location, high above sea level, geologically stable, was chosen with care. Yet the questions persist, each hypothesis a lantern casting light into the unknown. You wonder, is the vault a solution or a prayer against an inevitable end? Now you let your spirit wander, feeling the vault as more than a fortress of science. In many traditions, seeds are sacred vessels of life's eternal cycle. You imagine the vault as a temple, its chambers, a sanctuary where the earth's heartbeat is preserved. In Norse mythology, the Arctic was a realm of gods and giants, a place where creation and destruction danced. Could the vault be a modern Yggdrasil, a world tree, rooted in ice, holding the essence of life itself? From an indigenous perspective, seeds are ancestors carrying the stories of generations. You picture the hands that planted the first crops, their whispers woven into each grain. The vault in this light is a covenant with the past, a promise to honor those who came before. In Hindu thought, the universe is a cycle of preservation and renewal, and you sense the vault as an act of Vishnu safeguarding creation against the void. The cold, the silence, the solitude, they feel holy, as if the mountain itself is a guardian spirit, watching over its charge. You breathe deeply, and the Arctic air feels like a blessing. What if the vault is not just for humanity, but for the earth itself, a gesture of humility before the vastness of time? The spiritual lens offers no answers, only a quiet invitation to kneel before the mystery, to feel its weight like a prayer. You turn your gaze to history, seeking tales that cling to this frozen place. The vault, built in 2008, is young, yet its story feels ancient, tied to the Arctic's timeless allure. Long before the vault, Svalbard was a land of explorers, whalers, and mystics, drawn to its desolation. You imagine a Viking sailor lost in a storm, glimpsing the mountain that would one day house the vault. Did he sense its destiny? A flicker of prophecy in the ice, whispers tell of stranger things. Locals speak of lights dancing above the vault at night, not auroras but something older, as if the seeds themselves hum with energy. One story passed among caretakers describes a worker who lingered too long in the deepest chamber. He emerged silent, his eyes wide, claiming he heard voices, not human, but a chorus of growth, of roots seeking soil. True or not, the tale lingers, a thread of wonder in the Arctic night. You picture the vault's creation, a moment when nations set aside rivalries to build something eternal. Was it fear that drove them, or hope? The records are silent, but the act feels like a ritual, a burying of treasure against a shadowed future. These stories, real or imagined, weave a tapestry of enigma, each one a star in the vault's constellation of mystery. Now, you are no longer just listening. You are here, standing before the vault's entrance. The wind sings softly, carrying flecks of snow that kiss your face. You press your hand to the concrete, it's chill, a quiet greeting. You cannot enter yet. You feel the vault's presence, a steady pulse beneath the mountain. It is not a place of fear, but of reverence, a reminder that some things are meant to endure beyond you. You close your eyes, and the vault becomes a vision within you. You walk its tunnels, your steps, silent on frost-dusted floors. The air is sharp, the shelves towering like ancient tomes in a library of life. Each seed packet is a story, a promise, a fragment of the earth's soul. You are small in this vastness, yet you belong, a fleeting witness to an eternal act. What does it mean, you wonder, to guard the future in a tomb of ice? You step back, the vault's entrance, fading into the snow. It stands as it always has, silent, unyielding, a mystery wrapped in cold. You think of the seeds within, sleeping through centuries, waiting for a day no one can foresee. Scientists may plan, mystics may dream, but the vault's true purpose eludes them all. It is a question mark etched in ice, a riddle that soothes rather than unsettles. You turn, your heart calm, your thoughts drifting like snowflakes. The Arctic night stretches before you, alive with other secrets, other places that call in whispers. What does the vault dream of in its frozen slumber? The question lingers soft and unanswered as you prepare to wander on. So we drift again toward a labyrinth of bones beneath a city of light. Envision a city aglow with twilight, its spires piercing a sky of fading rose. You stand in Paris, where laughter and lamplight spill from cafes above, but your gaze drifts downward to the cobblestones beneath your feet. Below lies a hidden world, a maze of shadows and silence carved into the earth. The Paris catacombs stretch like veins of stone, their forbidden tunnels lined with the bones of millions. You feel a gentle pull, as if the darkness itself invites you to listen to, linger in its mystery. What secrets sleep in these uncharted depths? You breathe in, and the air hums with the weight of the unknown. You imagine descending a spiral stair, each step cooler, the world above fading like a half-remembered dream. The catacombs began as limestone quarries in Roman times, their tunnels sprawling for centuries, until the 18th century, when Paris's overflowing cemeteries demanded a solution. The bones of 6 million souls were carried here, arranged in silent walls of femurs and skulls. You picture the open sections where visitors walk under flickering torchlight, but your heart is drawn to the forbidden reaches, miles of unmapped passages sealed by gates or collapsed stone where no living foot has tread in ages. These hidden tunnels twist like thoughts in a dreaming mind, their paths unknown even to the city's keepers. Some say they stretch beyond Paris, beneath forests or rivers, connecting to places forgotten by time. You envision chambers untouched by light where bones rest in patterns no one can read. The air down here is still heavy with the scent of earth and memory. Why do these forbidden depths feel alive, as if they watch you waiting for a word you cannot speak? Your mind seeks order, tracing the outlines of reason in the dark. Geologists study the catacombs as a record of Paris's ancient foundations. The limestone quarries a testament to the city's growth. Could the forbidden tunnels hold clues to the Earth's past fossils or minerals locked in the stone? You imagine scientists with lanterns charting fractures in the rock, seeking to predict collapses that threaten the city above. Yet the unmapped sections resist their tools, their twists defying sonar or drone. Archaeologists propose another theory. The hidden chambers may conceal relics of Paris's history, medieval tools, lost shrines, or even wartime hideouts from the French resistance. You picture a rusted blade or a faded letter waiting in the dark. Others hypothesize the tunnels served secret purposes, alchemical labs perhaps, or meeting places for forbidden cults. Modern explorers known as cataphiles sneak into restricted areas, claiming to find strange carvings or sealed doors, but their stories blur into myth. Could these passages be a deliberate enigma, designed to hide truths too dangerous to unearth? A practical perspective suggests the ban on exploration is simple safety. The uncharted tunnels are unstable, prone to flooding or collapse. Yet this explanation feels hollow, as if the catacombs guard something more than crumbling stone. Science offers fragments of understanding, but the deeper you probe, the more the mystery thickens. What lies beyond the locked gates, and why does it feel so close yet so far? You let your spirit drift, sensing the catacombs as a sacred space, a cathedral of silence. In Christian tradition, bones are relics of the divine vessels of souls awaiting resurrection. You imagine the catacombs as a place of rest, where the departed linger in quiet communion. The forbidden tunnels in this light are holy ground, too sacred for mortal steps. Could they be a threshold to the eternal, where time dissolves into the breath of God? From a pagan perspective, the underground is a realm of the chthonic, where earth spirits dwell. You picture the catacombs as a sanctuary for these ancient forces, the bones a tribute to the land's enduring power. In esoteric traditions, labyrinths are paths to enlightenment, each turn a step toward truth. You feel the unmapped tunnels as a spiritual maze, inviting you to lose yourself in wonder, to surrender to the unknowable. The darkness is not empty. It hums with presence, as if the catacombs are a mirror for your own hidden depths. You pause the silence, wrapping around you like a shawl. What if the catacombs are not a place of death, but of transformation, where souls and secrets are reborn in the quiet? The spiritual lens offers no map, only a soft call to listen to. Let the mystery hold you gently. You turn to the past, where the catacombs whisper stories of their own. In the 1780s, as bones were moved from Paris's cemeteries, workers reported strange sights, lights flickering in empty tunnels or footsteps echoing where no one walked. You imagine a laborer, his lantern trembling, swearing. He saw a figure vanish into a wall. Was it a ghost, or the trick of a weary mind? During the French Revolution, rumors spoke of secret meetings in the catacombs, where rebels plotted in chambers lined with skulls. One tale tells of a noblewoman who fled to the tunnels only to disappear, her silk glove found years later in a sealed passage. In World War II, both resistance fighters and German soldiers used the catacombs, leaving behind cryptic symbols etched in the stone. You picture a faded map, its lines pointing to a chamber no one has found. More recent stories come from cataphiles, urban explorers who defy the bans. They speak of a hidden room where bones form a spiral or a tunnel that ends in a mirror reflecting nothing. One explorer claimed to hear music soft, like a lullaby coming from a wall that would not yield. These tales, true or woven, pulse with wonder, each one a thread in the catacombs' endless story. What did those lost souls seek, and what did they find in the dark? Now you are no longer just listening, you are here standing in a tunnel where the air is cool and still. Your fingers brush a wall of bones, their smooth surfaces whispering of lives long gone. You feel no fear, only a quiet reverence, as if the catacombs have welcomed you into their embrace. The darkness is soft like velvet, and the silence sings a song only you can hear. You walk deeper your steps, guided by instinct, into a forbidden passage where the air grows heavy. The bones here are arranged in patterns, circles, arches, stars, as if someone centuries ago left a message in their placement. You trace one with your gaze, feeling its meaning just beyond your grasp. You are small in this vastness yet whole, a fleeting guest in a house of eternity. What do the bones know that they keep so silent? You step back, the tunnel fading into shadow. The catacombs remain their forbidden depths, a labyrinth of questions without answers. You think of the hands that stacked these bones, the lives they held, the secrets they buried. Scholars may map mystics, may pray, but the heart of the catacombs eludes them all. It is a mystery that soothes a riddle that cradles you in its quiet. You turn your heart light, your thoughts drifting like dust in a beam of light. The city above hums with life, but below other secrets wait, other places that call in whispers. What lies in the deepest chamber where even the bones are silent? The question floats gentle and unanswered as you prepare to wander on, but the silence only deepened, and another mystery waited beyond the dusk. Close your eyes and picture a jungle pulsing with life, where emerald leaves drape over ancient stones, and the air hums with the songs of unseen birds. You stand at the edge of a cenote in Mexico's Yucatán Peninsula, a sinkhole of crystal water that gleams like a sapphire in the earth's embrace. Its surface mirrors the sky, but its depths vanish into shadow, a portal to a world beyond reach. These are the Yucatán cenotes, sacred to the Maya. They're underwater caves holding secrets no living soul has fully grasped. You feel the jungle's breath warm and alive, urging you to listen. What lies beneath the water's stillness? You lean closer, and the mystery begins to unfold. You imagine stepping to the cenote's edge, your toes brushing the mossy rim. The water below is clear, revealing a labyrinth of limestone caves that twist into the earth, like the roots of a cosmic tree. The Yucatán Peninsula is riddled with thousands of cenotes formed when the limestone crust collapsed, exposing underground rivers fed by rain and time. Some are open to visitors, their turquoise pools a draw for wanderers, but many lie hidden in remote jungles or are deemed too sacred for human feet. These forbidden cenotes, untouched by divers, are said to hold the Maya's deepest mysteries, offerings, altars, or truths submerged in silence. You picture the caves below their walls encrusted with stalactites, their passages narrowing into darkness where no light has ever reached. The Maya called cenotes Dizono, meaning sacred, well believing them gateways to Xibalba, the underworld. Some are so remote, guarded by dense forest or local reverence, that even modern explorers hesitate to approach. You sense the water's pull, its coolness, a whisper of secrets kept for centuries. Why does this cenote feel like a heartbeat, pulsing with stories no one can read? Your thoughts turn to the clarity of science, seeking to unravel the cenote's enigma. Geologists see these sinkholes as windows into the Earth's history, formed over millennia as rainwater dissolved the limestone, carving vast subterranean networks. Could the forbidden cenotes hold fossils of ancient creatures preserved in their oxygen-poor depths? You imagine paleontologists dreaming of such finds, bones of extinct megafauna, or clues to the asteroid impact that ended the dinosaurs, which struck nearby 66 million years ago. Archaeologists offer another lens, hypothesizing that the sealed caves contain untouched Mayan artifacts, jade masks, pottery, or human remains from sacred rituals. The Maya cast offerings into cenotes, believing the gods dwelled below. Could these remote pools hide entire temples submerged when waters rose? Some scientists propose the cenotes were practical two-water sources in a land without rivers or sites for astronomical observations, their still surfaces reflecting stars. You picture a Mayan priest charting the heavens in the water's mirror. His knowledge lost to time, yet the inaccessibility fuels debate. Divers face treacherous currents, and collapsing tunnels, and many cenotes remain unmapped, their depths too dangerous or sacred for intrusion. Could they hold microbial life unique to their isolated waters, a biological treasure trove, or might they connect to a vast underground river system still uncharted? Science stretches toward answers, but the cenotes guard their truths each. Hypothesis: a ripple on an endless surface. What waits in the caves no diver has seen? You let your soul drift, feeling the cenote as a sacred space alive, with the Maya's ancient faith. To them, cenotes were more than water. They were doorways to the gods, where Chak, the rain deity, dwelled, and where souls journeyed to the underworld. You imagine standing at the edge, the jungle's chorus fading as if the cenote itself breathes a prayer. Could this be a place where the veil between worlds thins, where the divine whispers to those who listen? In broader spiritual contexts, water is a universal symbol of life and renewal. You sense the cenote as a womb of creation, its depths birthing stories that echo across cultures. In Taoist thought, water is the essence of yielding strength, flowing where stone cannot. The cenote in this light is a teacher, its stillness, a lesson in surrender. From a shamanic perspective, it is a place of vision where the brave might commune with ancestors. You feel the water's call not to dive but to dream, to let its mystery wash over you like a tide. The reverence of modern Maya communities adds another layer. Many cenotes are protected, their sanctity upheld by elders who see them as living beings. You picture a ceremony at dawn, offerings of flowers floating on the water, their petals carrying prayers to the unseen. What if the cenote is not just a place, but a presence holding the earth's memory in its silent embrace? You turn to the past, where the cenotes weave tales of wonder and shadow. The Maya left offerings, jade, gold, even human sacrifices in their sacred wells, believing these gifts appease the gods. One story speaks of a young warrior cast into a cenote to ensure rain, only to emerge days later, claiming he spoke with Chak himself. You imagine his eyes wide with visions, his voice trembling as he described a city of light below the water. Another tale tells of a cenote so deep it was said to touch the stars. Priests would dive into its depths, returning with pearls or strange stones that glowed faintly in the dark. Were these treasures real or symbols of divine favor? During the Spanish conquest, rumors spread of cenotes hiding Mayan gold, luring treasure hunters to their deaths in labyrinthine caves. You picture a conquistador's torch flickering out, his last breath swallowed by the water. Modern stories add to the mystique. Divers speak of currents that seem to guide them or shadows that move against the cave walls. One explorer claimed to find a carving of a feathered serpent half submerged, its eyes seeming to follow her. These tales, woven through centuries, pulse with the cenote's enigma, each one a drop in an endless well. What did the Maya see in these waters that they guarded them so fiercely? Now you are here, standing at the cenote's rim, the jungle's warmth wrapping around you. The water below is still its surface, a mirror for your thoughts. You kneel, your fingers grazing the edge, and the coolness feels like a greeting, ancient and kind. You cannot dive into this forbidden pool, yet you feel its invitation to wonder, to listen, to be. You close your eyes, and the cenote becomes a vision within you. You drift through its caves, weightless, the limestone glowing softly, etched with symbols you almost understand. Bubbles rise like thoughts, and the silence is a song sung by the earth itself. You are not alone here. The spirits of the Maya, the gods, the water, they are with you, their presence a gentle hum. What does this cenote know that it shares only in dreams? You rise the cenote's surface, unbroken, its secrets safe in the deep. It remains a mystery, its forbidden caves, a canvas for the imagination. Scientists may probe, shamans may pray, but the cenote's truth is a current that flows beyond reach. You feel no need to grasp it. Its wonder is enough, a soft lullaby that eases your soul. You turn the jungle's chorus, swelling alive with other enigmas, other places that call in whispers. What dreams does the cenote hold in its silent heart? The question lingers unanswered as you prepare to wander on. In the shadow of that silence, something else still lingers. Envision a world swallowed by mist, where waves churn under a sky of endless gray. You stand on the deck of a phantom ship, the horizon lost in a veil of fog. Before you emerges Bouvet Island, the most remote speck of land on Earth, rising from the southern ocean, like a dream sculpted from ice and stone. Its cliffs loom jagged and unyielding, cloaked in glaciers that gleam faintly in the half-light. No human voice breaks the silence here, only the wail of wind and the crash of surf against its shores. This is Bouvet Island, a silent enigma adrift in the void, its secrets guarded by the sea itself. You feel its presence cold and vast, stirring a quiet awe within you. What does this lonely place know that it keeps so still? You imagine drawing closer, your ship swaying in the restless current. Bouvet Island, known as Bouvetoya in Norwegian, lies halfway between South Africa and Antarctica, over 1,600 miles from the nearest land. Its 19 square miles are a fortress of nature, volcanic rock, ice fields and cliffs that defy approach. No harbor welcomes ships. The seas around it rage and its shores are lashed by storms. You picture its interior a frozen plateau where snow drifts in patterns no foot has traced. No one lives here, and only a handful of explorers have ever touched its soil. Their visits brief, their stories scarce. The island's isolation is its essence. No roads, no ruins, no signs of human hands mark its surface. A lone weather station installed by Norwegians in the 20th century stands as the only trace of intrusion, often buried under snow. You sense the island's refusal to yield its solitude, a kind of vow. Why does this place feel so ancient, as if it were born before time itself? Your mind seeks the anchor of reason, probing the island's mystery through the lens of science. Geologists view Bouvet as a volcanic relic born from a hotspot in the Earth's crust millions of years ago. Its rocks, they say, could hold clues to the planet's tectonic dance, revealing how continents drifted apart. Could its untouched slopes hide minerals or isotopes found nowhere else? You imagine a scientist bundled against the cold, chipping at a frozen outcrop seeking answers in the stone. Biologists propose another angle. The island's isolation makes it a living laboratory for evolution. Its sparse-life seabirds, seals, and lichens may have adapted in unique ways, cut off from the world. Could Bouvet harbor species unknown to science clinging to its cliffs? Oceanographers, meanwhile, study the currents around it, hypothesizing that the island influences global water flows, a silent force in the Southern Ocean's rhythms. You picture data buoys bobbing in the waves, their signals faint against the storm's roar. Yet some scientists wonder if Bouvet's true value lies in its emptiness. Could it serve as a baseline for a pristine Earth, untouched by human pollution? Or might it be a future refuge, a sanctuary for species fleeing a warming world? The island's inaccessibility frustrates these questions. Landings are rare. Research is a battle against nature itself. Science reaches, but Bouvet remains elusive, its truths locked in ice. What secrets does its silence guard beyond the grasp of instruments? You let your heart wander, feeling Bouvet as a sacred space, a shrine to solitude. In many spiritual traditions, remote places are where the divine speaks clearest, unclouded by human clamor. You imagine the island as a temple of the elements, its winds, a chant, its ice, a prayer. In Norse mythology, the far north was a realm of mystery, where gods walked in frost and shadow. Could Bouvet be a remnant of that mythic world, a place where the soul of the sea still sings from an indigenous perspective? Land is alive, a being with its own spirit. You sense Bouvet as a sentinel watching the ocean with eyes of stone, its isolation a choice, not a curse. In Buddhist thought, emptiness is the path to wisdom, and the island's barrenness feels like a teaching inviting you to release desire, to embrace the void. You picture yourself meditating on its cliffs, the wind carrying your thoughts to the stars. The island is not lonely, it is complete. Its silence, a mirror for your own quiet depths. You breathe in, and the cold air feels like a blessing. What if Bouvet is a keeper of balance, a place where the earth remembers itself untouched by time's rush? The spiritual lens offers no map, only a call to rest in the island's vast stillness. You turn to history, seeking stories that cling to this forsaken shore. Bouvet was first sighted in 1739 by Jean-Baptiste Charles Bouvet de Lozier, a French explorer who mistook it for a continent in the fog. His charts were vague, and the island vanished from maps for decades, as if it chose to hide. You imagine his ship's sails, torn crew, whispering of a cursed land that appeared and dissolved like a mirage. In 1927, a Norwegian expedition claimed Bouvet, raising a flag on its icy slopes, but storms forced them to flee. One sailor, it said, swore he saw lights dancing on the glacier, not auroras, but something stranger pulsing like a heartbeat. During the Cold War, rumors swirled of a secret Soviet landing seeking a base in the island's isolation. No evidence was found, but the tale persists, a shadow in the snow. Stranger still is the story of the abandoned lifeboat discovered in 1964 by a British team. It lay on a beach empty with no trace of its crew or ship. You picture the boat, its wood weathered, as if it sailed from another time. Was it a lost expedition, or something else drawn to Bouvet's shores by forces unknown? These stories, sparse and fleeting, weave a tapestry of wonder, each one a wave breaking on the island's cliffs. What drew those souls here only to vanish? Now you are no longer just listening, you are here standing on Bouvet's frozen edge. The wind tugs at you sharp and alive, carrying the salt of 1,000 seas. You step onto the black sand, the crunch of ice beneath your boots, the only sound. The cliffs tower above their faces, etched with frost, and you feel small yet whole, a guest in a place that needs no master. You close your eyes, and the island becomes a vision within you. You walk its slopes, the snow soft underfoot, the air shimmering with unseen presences. The glacier hums a low note that resonates in your chest, and you sense the island's heartbeat steady and eternal. You are not alone here. The sea, the stone, the sky, they are your companions, their silence a gift. What does Bouvet dream in its endless solitude? You step back the island, fading into the fog. Bouvet remains a sentinel in the sea, its secrets untouched by human hands. You think of the winds that carve its cliffs, the waves that guard its shores, the stillness that holds its truth. Scientists may speculate, mystics may ponder, but Bouvet's essence is a melody no one can sing. It is a mystery that soothes a riddle, that cradles you in its quiet. You turn your heart calm, your thoughts drifting like mist over water. The ocean stretches before you alive with other secrets, other places that call in whispers. What does Bouvet see in its lonely vigil? The question floats gentle and unanswered as you prepare to wander on. So we drift again toward what cannot be named. Picture a lagoon bathed in silver moonlight where the waters of Venice ripple like liquid glass. You stand in a small boat drifting silently toward a dark silhouette on the horizon. Poveglia Island emerges, its shores tangled with wild vines, its crumbling structures half swallowed by mist. The air carries a faint hum, as if the island itself breathes memories of sorrow and secrets. Once a refuge, then a quarantine, and later an asylum, Poveglia is now forbidden, its gates locked to the world. You feel its quiet pull, a gentle summons to linger in its mystery. What echoes linger in these abandoned halls? You listen, and the island begins to speak. You imagine stepping onto Poveglia's shore, the crunch of gravel soft underfoot. The island, a mere half-mile across, lies just south of Venice, yet feels worlds apart. Its history is layered like sediment in the Middle Ages. It housed plague victims, their bodies burned or buried in mass graves. In the 20th century, it became a mental asylum, its hospital now a decaying skeleton of brick and ivy. The Italian government bars visitors citing safety, but whispers suggest other reasons. Something intangible, something that clings to the stones. You picture the hospital's broken windows staring like empty eyes, and the bell tower silent since its last toll. The island is small, yet its presence looms large. Overgrown paths lead to forgotten quarantine, barracks their walls stained by time. No one lives here. Even fishermen avoid its waters, claiming their nets tangle in unseen hands. You sense the weight of absence, as if Poveglia has chosen solitude, its secrets woven into the very earth. Why does this place feel so heavy with untold stories? Your mind shifts, seeking clarity amid the ruins. Historians view Poveglia as a grim archive of public health, its plague pits a testament to Venice's battle against the Black Death. Could the island's soil hold microbial traces of ancient pathogens, offering clues to pandemics past? You imagine archaeologists sifting through the earth, unearthing bones or amulets, piecing together lives lost to fever and fear. Yet the island's restricted status limits such work, leaving theories to drift like fog. Psychologists propose another angle focusing on the asylum years. Built in the 1920s, the hospital housed patients deemed insane, often under brutal conditions. Some hypothesize Poveglia's reputation as haunted stems from collective trauma, the suffering of patients imprinting the site with emotional residue. Could the island's eerie aura be a psychological echo amplified by its isolation? Others suggest environmental factors, electromagnetic fields from the lagoon's currents perhaps, or infrasound from the wind might explain reports of unease among rare visitors. A practical perspective points to structural decay. The hospital's collapsing roofs and flooded cellars make exploration hazardous, justifying the ban, yet this feels incomplete, as if science skirts the island's deeper enigma. Could Poveglia hide artifacts from its plague days, sealed chambers or forgotten crypts, or might its waters conceal sunken relics lost when Venice's tides reclaimed the shore? Science offers threads of insight, but each unravels into shadow. What truth lies beneath the island's silence? You let your spirit wander, feeling Poveglia as a sacred wound, a place where human pain meets the eternal. In Christian tradition, islands are liminal spaces, thresholds between the earthly and divine. You imagine Poveglia as a purgatory, where souls linger not in torment but in quiet reflection. Could its ruins be a sanctuary for those who suffered their presence, a soft hum in the air? The bell tower once rung for mass feels like a sentinel guarding their memory. From a broader spiritual lens, Poveglia resonates with the concept of sacred exile. In Hindu philosophy, places of suffering can become sites of transcendence, where the soul confronts its own fragility. You sense the island as a mirror reflecting the impermanence of life, its decay, a reminder to seek the eternal. In indigenous traditions, land holds the stories of all who walked it, and Poveglia's earth seems to pulse with voices, plague victims, patients, doctors, each a note in a song of endurance. You pause, the lagoon's gentle lapping, a rhythm for your thoughts. What if Poveglia is not cursed but blessed, a keeper of stories too heavy for the world above? The spiritual perspective offers no answers, only a call to honor the island's quiet, to let its mystery cradle you like a prayer. You turn to the past, where Poveglia's stories flicker like candles in the dark. During the 14th century plagues, ships carried the afflicted here, their cries swallowed by the lagoon. One tale speaks of a woman spared by the disease who wandered the island alone, claiming the trees whispered her name. You picture her barefoot among the ashes, her fate lost to time. In the asylum era, darker stories emerged. Patients spoke of a doctor driven mad by his own experiments who climbed the bell tower and leapt, claiming they pushed him. Locals say the bell rang that night, though its rope was cut years before. During World War II, rumors swirled of secret experiments in Poveglia's hospital, though no records remain. A fisherman decades later swore he saw lights in the ruins moving in patterns no lantern could cast. More recent whispers come from trespassers who defy the ban. They describe footsteps echoing in empty halls, or a sudden chill that drove them back to their boats. One claimed to find a child's shoe pristine amid the rubble, though no children lived there in a century. These tales, true or woven, carry Poveglia's mystery, each one a breath in the island's endless sigh. What did those lost voices seek in their fleeting time here? Now you are here, stepping onto Poveglia's shore, the mist curling around you like a shawl. The hospital looms ahead, its broken walls softened by ivy, and you feel no fear, only a quiet welcome. You walk its paths, the stones warm underfoot as if they remember the sun. The air is thick with memory, each breath a story, each silence a gift. You enter the hospital, your steps hushed on cracked tiles. The rooms are empty, yet full shadows shift in corners, not threatening but watchful, as if you are a guest in their home. You pause by a rusted bed frame, imagining the soul who lay here, their dreams mingling with the island's own. You are small in this place, yet part of its tapestry, a thread woven for a moment. What does Poveglia see when it looks at you? You step back the island, fading into the lagoon's embrace. Poveglia remains its ruins, a testament to time's gentle decay, its secrets safe in the mist. You think of the lives that touch this place, their joys and sorrows now part of its earth. Scholars may speculate, mystics may dream, but Poveglia's truth is a tide that ebbs beyond reach. It is a mystery that soothes a riddle that holds you softly. You turn the water's rhythm guiding you alive, with other enigmas, other places that call in whispers. What does Poveglia remember in its endless solitude? The question drifts unanswered as you prepare to wander on. But the silence only deepened, and another mystery waited beyond the dusk. Imagine a land where the horizon shimmers with heat, where the ground pulses with colors not meant for human eyes. You stand at the edge of the Danakil Depression in Ethiopia, a vast basin where the earth seems to breathe fire and sulfur. Neon green acid pools bubble softly, their fumes curling like spirits into the air, while molten lava glows in the distance, casting an eerie light across salt flats that crack underfoot. This is no ordinary place. It is an alien world, a crucible of extremes where life clings by a thread. You feel the heat on your skin, yet a quiet reverence stirs within you. What secrets does this fierce landscape hold? You listen, and the Danakil begins to whisper. You take a cautious step, the air thick with the scent of brimstone. The Danakil Depression, nestled in Ethiopia's Afar region, is one of the hottest, lowest, and most inhospitable places on Earth, sitting 125 meters below sea level. Its surface is a mosaic of surreal beauty, crystalline salt plains, volcanic craters, and hydrothermal springs that spit acidic water. The Erta El volcano with its rare lava lake churns at the heart of this land, its glow a beacon in the night. The heat here can exceed 50 degrees Celsius, and the air stings with toxic gases, making it a place few dare to tread. Only the boldest scientists and the Afar people who mine salt from its flats venture here, their visits brief and guarded. Vast stretches remain unexplored, too dangerous for even the most seasoned explorers. You picture fissures hidden beneath the crust, caverns where the Earth's raw power simmers unseen. The Danakil feels alive, its every crack and bubble a testament to forces older than humanity. Why does this place seem to speak, as if it knows truths beyond our grasp? Your thoughts turn to the realm of reason, seeking to map this chaotic beauty. Geologists see the Danakil as a living laboratory, a place where the Earth's crust is tearing apart. The depression lies at the triple junction of three tectonic plates pulling away to form a new ocean floor millions of years. Hence, could its rocks hold clues to the planet's infancy when continents were born in fire? You imagine researchers collecting samples, their masks fogging as they study minerals forged in volcanic fury. Biologists, meanwhile, probe the acid pools, marveling at extremophiles, microbes that thrive in conditions lethal to most life. Could these organisms mirror life on Mars or Jupiter's moons, offering a glimpse of alien biology? You picture a scientist peering into a microscope, awestruck by creatures invisible to the eye dancing in sulfuric springs. Others hypothesize the Danakil's hydrothermal systems mimic Earth's primordial soups, where life itself may have sparked. Might its waters cradle the chemical ghosts of creation, yet the danger complicates study. Toxic fumes, unstable ground, and searing heat limit expeditions, leaving much of the depression unmapped. Some propose its volcanoes hide rare elements like helium-3 coveted for future energy. Others wonder if its faults could trigger cataclysmic eruptions, reshaping the Horn of Africa. Science stretches toward answers, but the Danakil's vastness defies them, each theory a spark in its endless fire. What lies in the places no one has reached? You let your soul drift, sensing the Danakil as a holy forge, where the earth reveals its untamed spirit. In Ethiopian Orthodox Christianity, fire is a symbol of divine presence, and you imagine the lava lake as a sacred flame burning with God's own light. Could this be a place where the Creator's hand still shapes the world its heat, a reminder of life's fragility and power? The Afar people revere the land, their salt mining rituals, a dance with its spirit, and you feel their respect like a pulse beneath the crust. In broader spiritual contexts, the Danakil evokes the alchemical crucible where base elements transform into something divine. You sense it as a place of rebirth, its extremes stripping away illusion to reveal the soul's core. In Hindu thought, destruction and creation are one, and the depression's fiery chaos feels like Shiva's dance remaking the world in each molten surge. From a shamanic lens, this is a power site where the earth's voice speaks loudest, offering visions to those who brave its trials. You pause the heat, a gentle weight on your shoulders. What if the Danakil is a mirror for the universe itself, its fury and beauty, a reflection of cosmic beginnings? The spiritual perspective offers no path, only an invitation to bow before the mystery, to let its radiance fill you. You turn to history seeking tales that linger in the Danakil's haze. The Afar people have walked this land for millennia, their oral traditions rich with stories of the Depression's power. One legend speaks of a warrior who entered a glowing cave to seek the fire, God's blessing only to return, with eyes that shone like embers speaking in a tongue no one knew. You picture him silhouetted against the lava's glow, his fate a mystery. In the 19th century, European explorers ventured here drawn by tales of a hell on earth. Many perished their journals describing visions in the heat cities of light or shadows that moved without source. One explorer, lost in a storm, claimed to hear a chorus of voices rising from a salt flat, guiding him to safety. During the 20th century, Italian colonizers mined the region, but workers whispered of tools vanishing or footsteps echoing in empty craters. Modern visitors, mostly scientists, add their own tales. Some report a sudden calm in the air as if the land paused to watch them. A geologist once found a stone carved with spirals too perfect for nature, yet no culture claimed it. These stories woven through time pulse with the Danakil's enigma, each one a flicker in its eternal flame. What did those wanderers see that they carried to their graves? Now you are here, standing on the Danakil's cracked earth, the heat, a soft embrace. The lava lake glows in the distance, its light painting your face, and you feel no fear, only a quiet wonder. You step forward, the salt crunching like snow, and the air hums with energy, as if the ground itself welcomes you. The acid pools shimmer their colors, a language you almost understand. You close your eyes, and the Danakil becomes a vision within you. You walk its plains weightless, the volcanoes singing a low hymn that resonates in your bones. The earth is alive here, its heartbeat strong, and you are part of its rhythm, a fleeting note in its ancient song. You kneel by a spring, its fumes rising like incense, and sense the presence of something vast, God, spirit, or the earth itself. What is the Danakil dream in its ceaseless fire? You step back, the landscape fading into a haze of light and shadow. The Danakil Depression remains its volcanoes, burning its springs, whispering its secrets, safe in the heat. You think of the forces that shaped this place, the lives that touched it, the stories it holds. Scientists may measure, mystics may pray, but the Danakil's truth is a spark that dances beyond reach. It is a mystery that soothes, a wonder that lulls you into peace. You turn, the air cooling alive with other enigmas, other places that call in soft murmurs. What does the Danakil see in its endless vigil? The question glows unanswered as you prepare to wander on. In the shadow of that silence, something else still lingers. Imagine a vast, unending ocean where the horizon stretches into infinity under a sky heavy with stars. You float in a small boat, the Pacific's gentle swells rocking you like a cradle. No land is in sight, no birds wheel overhead, no sound, but the soft lapping of water against wood. You are at Point Nemo, the oceanic pole of inaccessibility, the farthest place from any shore on Earth. Its coordinates 48 degrees, 52. 6加 S 123.23. 6 Avon W mark a void in the South Pacific over 1,600 miles from the nearest speck of land. This is the graveyard of spacecraft, a desolate expanse where the sea keeps its secrets. You feel the weight of its solitude, yet a quiet wonder blooms within you. What lies beneath these empty waves? You lean over the edge and the mystery begins to unfold. You gaze into the water, its surface, a mirror for the night sky. Point Nemo is not a place you can touch or hold. It is a point, a mathematical abstraction defined by its distance from 3 remote islands, Ducie to the north, Motu Nui to the northeast, and Mar to the south. The ocean here is deep, plunging over 4 kilometers into darkness, its currents weaving a tapestry of unseen forces. No one lives at Point Nemo, and no ship lingers long. Its isolation is too vast, its waters too unforgiving. Yet this is where humanity sends its machines to rest, where satellites and space stations fall, their husks sinking into the abyss. The seafloor far below is a silent cemetery of metal and memory. The Mir space station, the International Space Station's discarded modules, and countless satellites lie here swallowed by the deep. You imagine their descent glowing briefly as they burn through the atmosphere, then vanishing beneath the waves. Point Nemo feels like a keeper of endings, its solitude a vow to hold these relics forever. Why does this place so empty feel so full of presence? Your mind seeks the clarity of science tracing patterns in the sea's vastness. Oceanographers view Point Nemo as a unique point in the global water cycle, where currents converge in complex dances. Could its isolation preserve pristine waters untouched by human pollution? You picture researchers deploying buoys, their sensors humming as they measure salinity and temperature, seeking clues to the ocean's health. Yet the region's remoteness limits study ships rarely pass, and data is scarce. Marine biologists hypothesize that Point Nemo's depths harbor unique ecosystems adapted to extreme pressure and darkness. Could bioluminescent creatures drift here unseen by any eye, or might the sea floor host microbial colonies, feeding on the chemical traces of sunken spacecraft? Geologists, meanwhile, speculate about the ocean crust below part of the Pacific plate, which may hold records of ancient tectonic shifts. Could seismic sensors at Point Nemo reveal the Earth's slow heartbeat far from land's noise? Another theory focuses on its role as a spacecraft graveyard. Scientists chose this point for its isolation, ensuring debris poses no risk to human life. Yet some wonder if these wrecks alter the ecosystem, introducing metals or chemicals to a pristine abyss. Could Point Nemo become a case study in humanity's unintended legacy? Science offers glimpses, but the ocean's depth guards its truths, each hypothesis a ripple in an endless tide. What secrets sleep in the darkness below? You let your spirit drift, feeling Point Nemo as a sacred expanse, a place where the Earth's vastness speaks. In Polynesian traditions, the ocean is a living ancestor, a source of life and mystery. You imagine Point Nemo as its heart, a place where the sea's spirit rests undisturbed by human clamor. Could this be a shrine to the eternal, where the waves sing of creation's dawn, the stars above seem to nod their light dancing on the water? From a Buddhist perspective, emptiness is the essence of truth, and Point Nemo's void feels like a meditation inviting you to release attachment to float in the now. You sense the sea as a teacher, its silence, a path to peace. In Christian mysticism, the deep waters symbolize the divine unknown, a realm where God's presence is felt, not seen. You picture Point Nemo as a cathedral of waves its depths, a prayer no voice can speak. You breathe in the salt air, cool against your skin. What if Point Nemo is a mirror for the soul reflecting the vastness within you? The spiritual lens offers no chart, only a call to surrender to the sea's gentle rhythm, to let its mystery hold you like a dream. You turn to history, seeking tales that ripple through Point Nemo's waters. The point was named in 1992 by surveyor Hervoye Lucatella, inspired by Captain Nemo Jules Verne's enigmatic seafarer. Yet the ocean here has been a mystery far longer known to Polynesian navigators, who crossed the Pacific with only stars and currents as guides. One legend speaks of a canoe lost in a storm, its crew guided to safety by a glowing fish that led them to distant shores. You imagine their paddles dipping into these waters, their prayers mingling with the sea. In modern times, Point Nemo's role as a spacecraft graveyard weaves new stories. Astronauts aboard the International Space Station, knowing their craft may end here, speak of the point with quiet reverence, a final resting place for their orbiting home. A rare account from a ship passing nearby describes lights beneath the waves, not bioluminescence, but something stranger pulsing in patterns no one could explain. Was it debris settling or something older stirred by the sea's depths? Sailors, too, share tales of Point Nemo's eerie calm. One captain caught in a squall swore the storm parted around his ship, as if the sea itself chose to spare him. These stories, sparse and fleeting, carry the weight of wonder each one, a wave in Point Nemo's endless song. What did those travelers feel adrift in this boundless void? Now you are here, floating at Point Nemo, your boat a speck in the ocean's embrace. The water stretches to the horizon, its surface smooth as glass, and you feel no fear, only a quiet belonging. You trail your fingers in the sea, its coolness a gentle touch as if it knows you. The stars above are bright, their light a map to nowhere, and you smile content in the vastness. You close your eyes, and Point Nemo becomes a vision within you. You dive beneath the waves, weightless, the water folding around you like silk. The darkness is soft alive, with faint glimmers, creatures, or memories you cannot tell. You see a satellite's husk half buried in silt, its metal softened by time, and you sense its journey from stars to sea. You are small here yet infinite, a fleeting spark in the ocean's eternal fire. What does Point Nemo hold that it shares only in silence? You surface the boat, rocking gently, the stars unchanged. Point Nemo remains its waters, a canvas for dreams, its depths a vault for secrets. You think of the spacecraft below the currents that carry them, the sea that claims them as its own. Scientists may measure, mystics may muse, but Point Nemo's truth is a tide that flows beyond grasp. It is a mystery that lulls, a wonder that soothes your soul. You turn the horizon, calling alive with other enigmas, other places that beckon in soft whispers. What does Point Nemo dream in its endless solitude? The question drifts unanswered as you prepare to wander on. So we drift again toward what cannot be named. Envision a quiet valley in Virginia, where rolling hills cradle the Blue Ridge Mountains under a sky streaked with dawn's first light. You stand on a winding path, the air cool and scented with pine, gazing at a nondescript gate set into the mountainside. Beyond it lies the Mount Weather Bunker, a secret fortress carved deep within the earth, its purpose veiled by whispers of national survival. The gate is silent, its steel unyielding, yet you feel a subtle hum as if the mountain itself guards a truth too vast to speak. This is a place of enigma, locked to the world, its mysteries pulsing beneath stone. You pause, drawn by its quiet call. What lies within this hidden sanctuary? You listen, and the mountain begins to murmur. You imagine approaching the gate, your footsteps soft on the gravel. Mount Weather, officially the Mount Weather Emergency Operations Center, is a U.S. government facility buried beneath Virginia's granite peaks, just 48 miles from Washington, D.C. Built during the Cold War, it is said to be a stronghold for continuity of government, a refuge for leaders in times of catastrophe. Its tunnels, rumored to span miles, are sealed from the world, accessible only to a select few with the highest clearances. You picture vast chambers within, filled with supplies, communication systems, or secrets no outsider can name. The surface offers little a guarded entrance, a few buildings blending into the landscape, but the true Mount Weather lies below a labyrinth of reinforced concrete and steel. No public records detail its full extent. Even its existence was classified until the 1970s. You sense the weight of its secrecy, like a stone pressed against your heart. Why does this place so close to the nation's capital feel so distant, as if it belongs to another realm? Your mind turns to reason, seeking to pierce the bunker's veil. Engineers view Mount Weather as a marvel of construction, a feat of geotechnical design, built to withstand nuclear blasts. Its tunnels likely use advanced materials and seismic dampening to defy earthquakes. Could its structure hold clues to resilient architecture, protecting against future disasters? You imagine scientists studying its blueprints if they exist, marveling at chambers carved with precision into ancient rock. Security experts hypothesize Mount Weather as a nerve center for national defense housing, supercomputers, or encrypted networks to coordinate in crisis. Might it contain a digital ark preserving critical data laws, histories, or scientific knowledge against apocalypse? Others propose it as a biological safe haven with sealed environments to protect against pandemics or chemical attacks. You picture sterile labs, their air filtered, where researchers work in silence, guarding humanity's future. Skeptics, however, question its scope. Could Mount Weather be a relic, its Cold War purpose outdated in an age of cyber threats? Or might it serve covert operations, surveillance perhaps, or experiments too sensitive for public eyes? The lack of access fuels speculation as no. Civilian has seen its depths. Science offers fragments of insight, but each theory crumbles against the bunker's locked gates. What purpose does this fortress truly serve in the shadows of the mountain? You let your spirit wander, feeling Mount Weather as a hallowed vault, a place where humanity's hopes and fears are enshrined. In Native American traditions, mountains are sacred homes to spirits who watch over the land. You imagine the bunker as a modern sacred cave, its tunnels packed with the earth, protecting the spark of civilization. Could this be a place where the mountain's spirit consents to shelter humanity's dreams, its silence, a form of grace? From a Judeo-Christian lens, the bunker evokes Noah's Ark, a refuge against a coming flood, not of water, but of chaos. You sense it as a testament to faith and survival, its hidden chambers, a prayer for renewal. In Taoist thought, balance is found in retreat, and Mount Weather feels like a yin to the world's yang, a quiet counterpoint to the noise above. You picture its darkness as a womb nurturing the seeds of a new dawn. You breathe deeply the mountain's cool air, a balm. What if Mount Weather is a mirror for the human soul, a place where we confront our need to endure? The spiritual perspective offers no key, only a gentle urging to rest in the mystery, to let its stillness soothe you. You turn to history, seeking stories that cling to Mount Weather's stone. Built in the 1950s, amid Cold War fears, the bunker was designed to house government officials in nuclear war. Whispers tell of early tests when workers reported strange vibrations in the tunnels, as if the mountain resisted their intrusion. You imagine a mason, his lantern flickering, swearing. He heard voices, not human, but a low hum, like the Earth's own song. During the Cuban Missile Crisis, rumors placed key figures here, hidden from the world, as tensions peaked. One tale speaks of a senator briefly sheltered within who emerged pale, claiming he saw a map of a world redrawn by fire. In the 1970s, a rare leak revealed Mount Weather's role, sparking tales of secret councils or hidden archives. A groundskeeper decades ago swore he saw lights in the forest at night moving in patterns no vehicle could trace. More recent stories come from locals who speak of unmarked helicopters landing under cover of dusk or sudden road closures near the gate. One hiker claimed to find a stone etched with a symbol, a circle within a star near the perimeter, though it vanished when he returned. These tales, true or woven, pulse with the bunker's enigma, each one a whisper in its endless quiet. What did those who entered see that they never spoke aloud? Now you are here, standing before Mount Weather's gate, the mountain's shadow cool against your skin. The steel is cold under your touch, its surface smooth, unyielding. You feel no fear, only a quiet reverence, as if the bunker has invited you to stand in its presence. The forest around you is still, the trees watchful, and you sense the mountain's heartbeat steady beneath your feet. You close your eyes, and the bunker becomes a vision within you. You walk its tunnels, the air cool and faintly metallic, the walls glowing with a soft, unseen light. Rooms unfold, some vast, some small, filled with objects you cannot name. Screens that flicker with silent images, shelves of sealed cases, or a single chair facing a blank wall. You are a guest here, not an intruder, and the silence is kind, wrapping you like a cloak. What does Mount Weather guard that it trusts? Only the mountain to know. You step back, the gate unchanged, the mountain eternal. Mount Weather remains its tunnels, a labyrinth of purpose, and shadow its secrets safe beneath stone. You think of the hands that built it, the minds that planned it, the dreams it holds. Scientists may theorize, mystics may reflect, but the bunker's truth is a river that flows beyond sight. It is a mystery that calms, a riddle that lulls you into peace. You turn the valley stretching before you alive, with other enigmas, other places that call in soft murmurs. What does Mount Weather dream in its hidden depths? The question lingers unanswered as you prepare to wander on. In the shadow of that silence, something else still lingers. Picture a frozen sea under a sky of endless twilight, where icebergs drift like silent ghosts. You stand on the deck of a spectral ship, the air sharp with frost as a jagged island looms through the mist. This is Saunders Island in the remote South Sandwich Islands of the Antarctic, and at its heart burns Mount Michael, a volcano cradling a molten lava lake. Its fiery glow pierces the snow, a beacon of unrelenting heat in a world of ice. The lake churns forbidden to all but the elements, its inaccessibility, a testament to nature's untamed power. You feel its warmth from afar, a quiet awe stirring within you. What secrets does this eternal flame hold? You lean into the wind, and the mystery begins to glow. You imagine drawing closer, the ship trembling against the icy current. Mount Michael rises 990 meters above the sea, its slopes cloaked in snow and ash, a solitary sentinel in the Southern Ocean. At its summit lies the lava lake, a rare phenomenon, one of only 8 persistent lava lakes on Earth. Discovered in satellite images in the 1990s, it spans roughly 200 meters, a molten heart of liquid rock that bubbles and seethes, defying the Antarctic's frigid embrace. The heat is ferocious, with temperatures exceeding 1000 degrees Celsius, and the terrain is treacherous, crumbling volcanic rock crevasses and storms that lash the island. No human has stood at the lake's edge. Its remote location, 2000 miles from the nearest major landmass, and relentless conditions make landings nearly impossible. You picture the lake's surface, a swirling dance of red and black, its fumes rising like a prayer to the sky. The island is uninhabited, visited only by penguins and seals, and even scientists approach with caution, their expeditions rare and brief. Why does this fiery heart beat so fiercely in a land of eternal cold? Your thoughts turn to the clarity of science seeking to unravel the lake's enigma. Volcanologists view Mount Michael as a window into Earth's molten core, its lava lake, a direct link to the planet's inner workings. Could its eruptions reveal patterns in volcanic activity, predicting future outbursts across the globe? You imagine researchers analyzing satellite data, their screens glowing with thermal images of the lake's restless surface, tracing the chemistry of its magma. Geophysicists propose another angle. The South Sandwich Islands lie on a tectonic arc where the South American plate subducts beneath the Sandwich Plate. The lava lake may be a surface expression of this violent collision, a release of pressure from deep within the Earth. Could its stability, burning for decades without pause, offer clues to tectonic balance? You picture seismometers buried in the snow, listening to the island's tremors, seeking the pulse of the planet. Biologists, meanwhile, wonder about life in such extremes. Could extremophile microbes thrive in the lake's scalding edges, feeding on sulfur or heat? Or might the surrounding ocean, warmed by volcanic vents, harbor unique species adapted to this fiery oasis? The inaccessibility hinders answers. Landings require helicopters or ships, braving brutal seas, and equipment falters in the heat and cold. Some hypothesize the lake's fumes carry rare isotopes, offering insights into atmospheric evolution. Science reaches, but Mount Michael's fire remains elusive. Each theory a spark in its endless blaze. What truths burn in its molten depths? You let your soul drift, sensing the lava lake as a sacred hearth, a place where the Earth's spirit dances. In many traditions, fire is a divine gift, a symbol of creation and destruction. You imagine Mount Michael as a forge of the gods, its lava a molten hymn to the universe's birth. Could this be a place where the Earth renews itself, its fire, a reminder of life's fierce beauty? The Antarctic silence feels holy, the lake's glow a candle lit for eternity. From an indigenous perspective, volcanoes are living beings, their eruptions a dialogue with the sky. You sense the lake as a voice speaking in heat, and light its message meant for the stars. In Hindu philosophy, fire is Agni, the deity of transformation, and the lava lake feels like his altar, burning away the ephemeral to reveal the eternal. From a shamanic lens, this is a power site where visions rise, with the fumes offering glimpses of truths beyond the mortal veil. You breathe in, the cold air, tinged with a distant warmth. What if Mount Michael is a keeper of balance? Its fire, a counterpoint to the ice, its fury, a song of harmony. The spiritual perspective offers no map, only a call to kneel before the flame, to let its mystery warm your soul. You turn to history, seeking stories that cling to Mount Michael's slopes. The South Sandwich Islands were first charted in 1775 by Captain James Cook, who named them for their desolate beauty. Saunders Island, home to Mount Michael, remained a footnote, its volcano barely noted until satellites revealed the lava lake centuries later. Yet sailors from the 19th century spoke of a red glow on the horizon, a devil's fire that appeared in storms and vanished by dawn. You imagine a whaler, his ship icebound, staring at the light, wondering if it marked salvation or doom. In the early 20th century, sealers braved the islands, their logs, mentioning strange sounds, low rumbles like chants from the earth. One captain claimed his compass spun wildly near Saunders, as if the volcano's heart disrupted the world's order. During a 2005 expedition, scientists attempting to study Mount Michael were driven back by ash clouds, but one reported seeing shapes in the steam, fleeting figures that dissolved in the wind. Was it heat playing tricks, or something older stirred by their presence? More recent tales come from satellite operators who describe the lake's glow as hypnotic, its patterns shifting in ways no model predicts. A pilot flying over the island swore he saw the lake pulse, as if signaling to the sky. These stories, sparse and fleeting, weave a tapestry of wonder, each one a cinder in Mount Michael's eternal fire. What did those fleeting visitors glimpse that they carried in silence? Now you are here, standing on Saunders Island's frozen shore, the lava lake's glow painting the snow in shades of amber. The heat is distant, yet palpable, a soft caress against the Antarctic chill. You step closer, the ground crunching, and the volcano looms above its summit, wreathed in steam. You feel no fear, only a quiet reverence, as if the lake has invited you to witness its dance. You close your eyes, and Mount Michael becomes a vision within you. You float above the lake, weightless, its molten surface swirling like a galaxy of fire. The heat is a song low and resonant, and you sense the Earth's pulse, ancient and alive. You are small in this vastness, yet part of its rhythm, a fleeting witness to a timeless act. The fumes rise, carrying whispers you cannot grasp, and you smile content in the mystery. What does the lava lake sing to the stars above? You step back, the island fading into the mist. The lake's glow, a steady beacon. Mount Michael remains its lava lake, churning its secrets safe in the fire. You think of the forces that feed it, the ages it has burned, the silence it keeps. Scientists may study, mystics may ponder, but the lake's truth is a flame that dances beyond reach. It is a mystery that soothes, a wonder that lulls you into peace. You turn the sea stretching before you, alive with other enigmas, other places that call in soft murmurs. What does Mount Michael see in its endless burning? The question glows unanswered as you prepare to wander on, but the silence only deepened, and another mystery waited beyond the dusk. Imagine a tropical sea aglow with the hues of dawn, where waves dance under a sky woven with clouds. You stand in a small boat, the salt air warm against your skin, as a lush green island rises from the horizon. This is Ilha da Queimada Grande, known as Snake Island off Brazil's São Paulo coast. Its jungles teem with thousands of golden lancehead vipers, their venom so potent it can kill in hours. The Brazilian government forbids all but a few researchers from setting foot here, leaving the island to its serpentine guardians. You feel the island's quiet pulse, a blend of beauty and danger that stirs a gentle awe within you. What mysteries slither through its hidden groves? You listen, and the island begins to whisper. You picture yourself nearing the shore, the boat rocking softly. Snake Island spans just 43 hectares, an emerald jewel in the Atlantic, yet its reputation looms vast. Estimates suggest 2000 to 4000 golden lancehead vipers inhabit its dense forests, one of the highest snake densities anywhere. These pit vipers, unique to the island, are masters of their domain, their golden scales glinting as they coil in trees or glide across the forest floor. The island's terrain is rugged, rocky cliffs, tangled undergrowth, and humid air thick with the buzz of insects. No permanent human residents dwell here. The government's ban, enforced by the Navy, protects both people and the snakes. Only select scientists, granted rare permits, Visit briefly equipped with anti-venom and caution. You imagine the jungle's silence broken only by the rustle of leaves or the faint hiss of a viper. The island feels like a living enigma, its secrets guarded by creatures both feared and revered. Why does this place so small hold such untamed power? Your mind seeks the clarity of science, probing the island's mystery through reason's light. Biologists view Snake Island as an evolutionary marvel, a natural laboratory where isolation shaped the golden lancehead. Cut off from the mainland for millennia, these vipers adapted their venom, growing 5 times more potent than their relatives. Could their toxins hold medical secrets, cures for blood disorders, or new painkillers? You imagine researchers in labs analyzing venom samples, seeking breakthroughs in pharmacology. Ecologists hypothesize the island's ecosystem is delicately balanced, with the snakes preying on migratory birds that rest in its trees. Might this predation drive unique evolutionary traits in the bird populations too? Others propose the viper's density reflects a lack of predators, allowing their numbers to surge. Could climate change or rising seas disrupt this balance, threatening the snake's survival? You picture drones hovering above the canopy, mapping the island's biodiversity, yet the jungle's depths resist full understanding. Geologists offer another angle, noting the island's volcanic origins formed millions of years ago. Could its soil or caves hide fossils tracing the region's ancient past? The ban on exploration limits answers landings are perilous, with snakes lurking in every shadow. Some scientists speculate the viper's aggression is a defense against extinction, a trait honed by isolation. Science stretches toward insight, but Snake Island's wild heart eludes it. Each theory, a leaf in its tangled canopy. What drives the serpent's fierce dominion? You let your spirit drift, feeling the island as a hallowed grove where nature's power weaves a sacred spell. In many cultures, snakes are symbols of transformation, their shedding skins, a metaphor for renewal. You imagine Snake Island as a temple of change, its vipers, guardians of life's eternal cycle. Could this be a place where the Earth's spirit sheds its old forms, birthing new truths in the jungle's embrace? The air feels charged, as if the snakes themselves carry a divine spark. From an indigenous Brazilian perspective, serpents are often revered as protectors of sacred lands. You sense the island as a living altar, its vipers, a barrier against those unworthy of its secrets. In Hindu tradition, the serpent is Naga, a deity of wisdom and eternity, and the golden lanceheads feel like Nagas incarnate their coils, a dance of cosmic balance. From a Taoist lens, the island embodies harmony in duality, beauty and danger, life and death intertwined like a serpent's embrace. You pause the sea's rhythm, a lullaby for your thoughts. What if Snake Island is a mirror for the soul's own wildness, a place to honor the untamed within? The spiritual perspective offers no path, only a call to bow before the viper's silent grace, to let their mystery enfold you. You turn to history, seeking stories that coil through Snake Island's past. The island's name, Queimada Grande, or Great Burned Island, stems from tales of settlers who tried to clear its jungles with fire, only to flee from the snakes. One legend speaks of a fisherman stranded here in the 19th century who survived a night by climbing a tree, claiming the vipers sang to him, their hisses a chorus of warning and mercy. You picture him trembling in the branches, his fate a whisper in the wind. In the early 20th century, a lighthouse keeper and his family lived briefly on the island, tending its automated beacon. Stories tell of their tragic end, bitten by snakes that slipped through windows, their bodies found by a Navy patrol. Yet some versions claim they vanished, leaving only a diary with cryptic entries about golden eyes watching from the trees. During the 1980s, smugglers reportedly tried to harvest the vipers for their venom, but none returned. Their boat found adrift empty. Modern tales come from researchers who describe an eerie calm when studying the snakes, as if the island approves their presence. One scientist found a stone carved with a spiral half buried in the sand, though no culture claimed it. These stories, woven through time, pulse with the island's enigma, each one a scale in its serpentine lore. What did those lost souls seek in the viper's domain? Now you are here, floating just off Snake Island's shore, the jungle's green wall rising before you. The boat sways gently and you hear a faint rustle from the trees, the whisper of scales on bark. You feel no fear, only a quiet respect, as if the island has allowed you to linger in its gaze. The sun warms your face, and the vipers unseen seem to watch their presence a silent hymn to the wild. You close your eyes, and the island becomes a vision within you. You walk its paths weightless, the jungle parting like a curtain. A golden lancehead coils nearby, its eyes gleaming not with threat but with knowing, as if it sees your heart. The air hums with lifebirds in the canopy waves on the shore, and you are part of this dance, a fleeting guest in a timeless realm. What do the vipers guard that they watch so intently? You open your eyes, the island steady in the distance, its jungles alive with unseen eyes. Snake Island remains its vipers weaving through the trees, its secrets safe in their coils. You think of the forces that shaped this place, the lives that brushed its shores, the stories it holds. Scientists may study, mystics may reflect, but the island's truth is a serpent that slips through grasping hands. It is a mystery that soothes, a wonder that lulls you into peace. You turn the sea stretching before you alive with other enigmas, other places that beckon in soft murmurs. What do the vipers dream in their endless vigil? The question slithers unanswered as you prepare to wander on. So we drift again toward what cannot be named. Envision a realm where the sky is a tapestry of indigo pierced by jagged peaks that gleam like shards of starlight. You stand in a high valley of Pakistan's Karakoram, range your breath clouding in the crisp air as Muchu Chhish looms above a 452-meter giant untouched by human feet. Its icy slopes shimmer veined with crevasses that hum with the wind's soft lament. This is no ordinary mountain. It is one of the highest unclimbed peaks on Earth, a fortress of rock and snow that defies ambition. You feel its presence vast and serene, stirring a quiet wonder in your heart. What secrets does Muchu Chhish guard in its frozen heights? You listen, and the mountain's silence begins to speak. You imagine stepping closer, the crunch of snow beneath your boots, the only sound. Muchu Chhish, nestled in the Batura Muztagh subrange, is a titan of the Karakoram its slopes, a labyrinth of ice falls, sheer cliffs, and unpredictable avalanches. Unlike its famous neighbors K2 or Nanga Parbat, this peak remains unconquered, its summit a forbidden crown. The mountain's remoteness is profound. Reaching its base requires days of trekking through rugged valleys, accessible only by permit through Pakistan's tightly controlled Gilgit-Baltistan region. The few expeditions that have tried most recently in 2020 were turned back by brutal weather or treacherous terrain. You picture the summit shrouded in clouds, where the air is thin and the cold bites like a living thing. Glaciers drape the mountain's flanks, their slow movements, carving patterns no eye has fully traced. The local Waki and Shina people rarely speak of Muchu Chhish, as if its name carries a weight best left undisturbed. Why does this peak so grand remain untouched, as if it chooses its solitude? Your mind seeks the clarity of reason, probing the mountain's mystery through science's steady gaze. Geologists view Muchu Chhish as a relic of the Karakoram's violent birth, formed when the Indian and Eurasian plates collided millions of years ago. Could its untouched slopes hold rare minerals or fossils locked in ice since the Himalayas rose? You imagine researchers roped against the wind, collecting samples from exposed rock, seeking clues to Earth's ancient upheavals. Climatologists offer another perspective, studying the mountain's glaciers as indicators of global warming. The Karakoram's ice is notoriously stable, bucking trends of retreat, seen elsewhere, a phenomenon dubbed the Karakoram anomaly. Might Muchu Chhish's glaciers reveal why this region defies the melt, holding secrets to climate resilience? You picture drones circling the peak, their sensors mapping ice flow, yet the mountain's upper reaches remain beyond reach. Mountaineering experts hypothesize the peak's unclimbed status stems from its unique challenges: extreme altitude, unstable seracs, and storms that strike without warning. Could its weather patterns, driven by the jet stream's whims, offer new models for meteorology? Others speculate the mountain's inaccessibility preserves a pristine ecosystem with rare species, snow leopards, or alpine herbs thriving in its isolation. Science stretches toward answers, but Muchu Chhish's heights defy them, each theory a snowflake lost in its storms. What lies on the summit no one has seen, you let your soul drift, sensing Muchu Chhish as a holy pinnacle, a place where the divine touches the earth. In the traditions of the nearby Waki, People Mountains are abodes of spirits, their peaks, sacred thresholds to the heavens. You imagine the mountain as a guardian, its snows a mantle of purity, its silence a chant of eternity. Could this be a place where the soul ascends not through climbing but through reverence? The wind feels like a blessing carrying whispers of ancient prayers. From a Buddhist perspective, the mountain embodies impermanence, its ice ever-shifting yet eternal in its grandeur. You sense Muchu Chhish as a teacher, its unclimbed summit a reminder to let go of conquest, to find peace in presence. In Sufi mysticism, peaks are ladders to the divine, and the mountain's solitude feels like a call to inward journey, its heights a mirror for the heart's own vastness. You picture a lone shepherd in the valley below his songs to the mountain, a thread of devotion across centuries. You pause, the cold air sharp against your face. What if Muchu Chhish is a keeper of balance, its untouched slopes, a gift to the world's wildness? The spiritual lens offers no summit, only an invitation to rest in the mountain's quiet, to let its mystery cradle you. You turn to history, seeking stories that linger in Muchu Chhish's shadow. The Karakoram has long been a crossroads of traders and pilgrims. Along the Silk Road, its peaks woven into local lore. One tale speaks of a Waki mystic who centuries ago climbed partway up Muchu Chhish to seek a vision returning, with eyes that glowed like frost, speaking of a white flame at the summit. You imagine him wrapped in furs, his words lost to time but echoed in village firesides. In the 19th century, British surveyors mapped the Karakoram their journals, noting Muchu Chhish as unapproachable, its slopes claiming more than one porter's life. One surveyor claimed to see lights dancing on the peak at dusk, not auroras but something stranger pulsing like a heartbeat. During the 20th century, mountaineers turned their gaze to the Karakoram's giants, but Muchu Chhish remained a footnote, its dangers too great. A 1999 expedition reported hearing a low hum from a crevasse, like a song from the Earth's core, though their equipment found no source. Modern climbers share quieter tales, a Sherpa who felt an unseen hand guide him from a collapsing icefall, or a team who found a stone cairn impossibly high with no record of who built it. These stories, sparse and haunting, weave a tapestry of wonder, each one a gust in Muchu Chhish's endless winds. What did those seekers find that they left in silence? Now you are here standing at the base of Muchu Chhish, the snow soft under your feet, the mountain's presence, a steady hum in your chest. The ice glints in the half-light, and the wind carries a faint melody, as if the peak itself sings to you. You feel no urge to climb, only a quiet joy in being near, as if the mountain has welcomed you into its shadow. You close your eyes, and Muchu Chhish becomes a vision within you. You drift up its slopes, weightless, the ice parting like mist. The summit glows faintly, not with fire, but with a light that feels alive, pulsing with the mountain's own rhythm. You are small in this vastness, yet whole, a fleeting breath in a timeless dance. The crevasses hum their voices, a chorus of ages, and you sense the mountain's heart, ancient and kind. What does Muchu Chhish see from its untouched crown? You open your eyes, the peak steady above its snows, catching the dawn's first rays. Muchu Chhish remains its summit, inviolate its secrets, safe in the ice. You think of the winds that sculpt its ridges, the glaciers that carve its flanks, the silence that holds its truth. Scientists may measure, mystics may dream, but the mountain's essence is a breeze that slips through open hands. It is a mystery that soothes a wonder, that lulls you into peace. You turn the valley stretching before you alive with other enigmas, other places that beckon in soft whispers. What does Muchu Chhish dream in its eternal solitude? The question drifts unanswered as you prepare to wander on. In the shadow of that silence, something else still lingers. Picture a dawn where mist rises like a soft veil from a jungle canopy, where the air hums with the chorus of unseen creatures. You stand at the edge of the Javari Valley, deep in Brazil's Amazon, where ancient trees stretch toward a sky painted with hues of amber and rose. The river Javari winds through this green labyrinth, its waters dark and still reflecting secrets older than memory. This is a sanctuary for uncontacted tribes, peoples who shun the modern world, their lives veiled by the forest's embrace. Protected by Brazil's laws, the valley remains forbidden, its mysteries untouched by outsiders' eyes. You feel the jungle's pulse warm and alive, stirring a quiet reverence within you. What truths dwell in this hidden world? You listen, and the valley begins to murmur. You imagine stepping into the forest, the air thick with the scent of damp earth and blooming orchids. The Javari Valley, straddling the border of Brazil and Peru, spans thousands of square kilometers, a vast expanse of dense rainforest, rivers, and swamps. It is home to at least 14 uncontacted tribes, among the highest concentrations of such groups anywhere. These peoples live as their ancestors did, hunting, gathering, and moving through the jungle with knowledge honed over millennia. Brazil's government, through FUNAI, bans entry to protect them from disease and disruption, making the valley a realm few have glimpsed. You picture the tribe's hidden villages, huts of palm and wood nestled in clearings no satellite can find. The jungle itself is a guardian, its tangle of vines and roots, a barrier to the curious. Rivers twist like veins, their currents swift and deep, while jaguars and anacondas roam the shadows. The valley feels like a world apart, its isolation, a choice, its secrets, whispered only in the rustle of leaves. Why does this place so alive remain so silent to the world? Your mind turns to reason, seeking to illuminate the valley's enigma. Anthropologists view the Javari as a living archive of human diversity, its tribes preserving ways of life lost elsewhere. Could their languages, rituals, or knowledge of plants hold clues to humanity's past? You imagine linguists, barred from contact, studying rare audio from distant encounters, piecing together grammars unknown to science. Their isolation, some hypothesize, may protect genetic diversity, offering insights into human resilience against disease. Ecologists see the valley as a biodiversity hotspot, its untouched forests teeming with species, orchids, frogs, or insects yet to be cataloged. Might its soils harbor microbes with medicinal potential, or its rivers hide fish adapted to unique niches? You picture researchers at the valley's edge, their nets and cameras poised, yet the interior remains beyond reach, guarded by law. Nature. Others propose the tribe's sustainable practices, shifting cultivation, selective hunting, could model solutions for deforestation, a wisdom modern societies have forgotten. Archaeologists speculate about ancient ruins hidden beneath the canopy, remnants of pre-Columbian civilizations. Could the valley conceal stone platforms or pottery, evidence of lost cities? Drones and LiDAR offer glimpses, but the jungle's density defies full mapping. Science stretches toward answers, but the Javari's heart resists each theory, a vine that tangles in its depths. What knowledge do these tribes carry that the world may never know? You let your spirit wander, feeling the valley as a sacred haven, where the earth's soul breathes freely. In Amazonian indigenous beliefs, the forest is a living spirit, its trees and rivers kin to humanity. You imagine the Javari as a temple, its uncontacted tribes, priests of an ancient covenant, their lives a prayer to the land. Could this be a place where the divine walks among the leaves, its presence felt in the flicker of a firefly? The jungle's hum feels like a chant, eternal and kind. From a broader spiritual lens, the valley evokes the Garden of Eden, a place untouched by the fall of progress. You sense it as a reminder of humanity's roots, a call to honor simplicity over conquest. In Buddhist thought, detachment brings clarity, and the tribe's shunning of the modern world feels like a path to wisdom, their isolation, a meditation on being. From a shamanic perspective, the valley is a spirit realm, where visions rise in the smoke of sacred fires, connecting the living to the unseen. You pause, the air warm against your skin. What if the Javari is a mirror for the heart's own wilderness, a place to rediscover what it means to be human? The spiritual perspective offers no trail, only an invitation to rest in the jungle's embrace, to let its mystery soothe you. You turn to history, seeking stories that weave through the Javari's vines. The Amazon has long been a place of myth, its depths hiding tribes untouched by empires. In the 16th century, Spanish explorers spoke of a golden city, El Dorado, rumored to lie near the Javari's rivers. One conquistador lost in the jungle claimed to hear voices singing in a tongue no priest could name, leading him to safety. You imagine him fevered and awestruck, his tale fading into legend. In the 19th century, rubber tappers ventured near the valley, their journals describing fleeting glimpses of figures in the trees, armed with bows who vanished like mist. One tapper swore he found a carved wooden mask, its eyes painted with ochre, but it crumbled when he touched it. During the 20th century, missionaries tried to contact the tribes, only to be repelled by arrows or silence. A pilot flying low in the 1970s reported seeing a clearing with huts arranged in a spiral, though no expedition found it again. Modern stories come from Funai agents who patrol the valley's borders. They speak of footprints that appear and vanish, or fires lit at night, their smoke curling in patterns. No wind explains. One agent found a woven basket, pristine and empty, placed on a trail as if for her to find. These tales whispered through time, pulse with the valley's enigma, each one a leaf in its endless canopy. What do the tribes see in their hidden world that we can only dream? Now you are here, standing at the edge of the Javari Valley, the jungle's breath warm against your face. The trees tower above their leaves, a mosaic of green, and you hear the distant call of a macaw, the ripple of a river. You feel no urge to enter, only a quiet joy in being near, as if the valley has invited you to witness its mystery. The air is alive, carrying scents of earth and bloom, and you sense the tribes unseen living their lives beyond the veil. You close your eyes, and the valley becomes a vision within you. You glide through the forest weightless, the vines parting like threads of a dream. A figure moves in the distance, a hunter with a bow, his eyes meeting yours, not with fear, but with knowing, as if you share a silent truth. The jungle sings its voices, a chorus of river, bird, and wind, and you are part of this song, a fleeting note in its timeless melody. What do the tribes know that they guard so gently? You open your eyes, the valley steady before you, its green heart pulsing in the dawn. The Javari remains its tribes, living as they always have, its secrets, safe in the jungle's embrace. You think of the rivers that carve its paths, the trees that shelter its people, the silence that holds its truth. Scientists may speculate, mystics may muse, but the valley's essence is a river that flows beyond reach. It is a mystery that calms, a wonder that lulls you into peace. You turn the forest stretching before you alive with other enigmas, other places that beckon in soft whispers. What does the Javari dream in its hidden heart? The question drifts unanswered as you prepare to wander on, but the silence only deepened, and another mystery waited beyond the dusk. Envision a frozen tundra under a sky of swirling auroras, where the Arctic wind sings a low, mournful tune across barren snow. You stand in Russia's Kola Peninsula near the town of Zapolyarny, where a rusted metal cap marks the ground, barely noticeable amidst the frost. Beneath it lies the Kola Superdeep Borehole, the deepest human-made hole on Earth, plunging 3 kilometers into the planet's crust. Sealed and abandoned since the 1990s, it hums with an eerie resonance, as if the Earth itself murmurs secrets from its hidden core. You feel the cold bite your skin, yet a quiet awe warms your soul. What truths echo in this forbidden abyss? You lean closer, and the silence begins to speak. You imagine standing at the borehole's edge, the metal cap cold under your touch. Begun in 1970 by Soviet scientists, the Kola Superdeep Borehole was a quest to pierce the Earth's crust, seeking knowledge of its inner layers. Over 2 decades, drills carved through granite and gneiss, reaching depths where temperatures soared to 180 degrees Celsius, and pressures crushed steel. The hole, only 23 centimeters wide, is a narrow thread into the planet's heart, its walls lined with rock older than humanity's dreams. You picture the drilling rig now gone, once towering here, its machinery groaning against the Earth's resistance. Today the site is sealed, guarded by Russia's secrecy and the Arctic's harshness. No one enters. The borehole's depths are forbidden, its equipment left to rust. Whispers speak of strange sounds, hums, rumbles, or sighs emerging from the shaft before it was capped. You sense the Earth's pulse, faint but steady, as if the borehole is a wound that never fully healed. Why does this place, so small on the surface, feel so vast in its mystery? Your thoughts turn to science, seeking to unravel the borehole's enigma. Geologists see the Kola project as a triumph of exploration, its core samples revealing rocks too, 7 billion years old, laced with microscopic fossils of ancient life. Could these fragments hold clues to Earth's primordial oceans or the origins of life itself? You imagine scientists in labs peering at thin slices of stone tracing minerals formed when the planet was young. Geophysicists hypothesize the borehole tapped into the crust's boundary with the mantle, a transition zone where rock shifts from solid to molten. Might its data refine models of plate tectonics predicting earthquakes or volcanic eruptions? Others propose the borehole's unexpected findings, water trapped in deep cracks or hydrogen gas seeping upward, suggest dynamic processes in the crust challenging theories of Earth's stability. You picture seismometers placed near the site, listening for tremors that echo from the abyss. Some scientists speculate the borehole's sounds were caused by gas escaping under pressure or microfractures in the rock. Yet others wonder if its depths disturbed something unknown. Magnetic anomalies, perhaps, or thermal currents. No instrument could measure. The project's halt in 1994 due to funding and technical limits left these questions unanswered, and Russia's restrictions bar further study. Science reaches, but the borehole's secrets remain buried, each hypothesis a flicker in its dark. What lies beyond the drill's final reach? You let your spirit wander, feeling the borehole as a sacred conduit, a pathway to the Earth's soul. In Slavic folklore, the deep Earth is a realm of spirits where the planet's memory dwells. You imagine the Kola borehole as a listener, its shaft a channel for the Earth's ancient tales whispered in hums only the brave could hear. Could this be a place where the planet speaks its own truth, its voice too vast for human ears? The auroras above seem to dance in agreement, their light, a blessing on the snow. From a broader spiritual lens, the borehole evokes the quest for the divine, a descent into the unknown, akin to a mystic's journey. In Hindu cosmology, the Earth is a goddess, her depths a womb of creation, and you sense the borehole as a pilgrimage, its drill a prayer piercing her heart. In indigenous traditions, disturbing the Earth can awaken its guardians, and the borehole's eerie sounds feel like their response, a warning or a welcome. You picture a shaman standing here centuries ago, sensing the ground's power long before the drill began. You breathe in, the Arctic air sharp and clean. What if the borehole is a mirror for the soul's own depths, a place to confront the vastness within? The spiritual perspective offers no ladder, only a call to rest in the Earth's quiet song, to let its mystery cradle you. You turn to history, seeking stories that cling to the Kola's frozen ground. The borehole's creation was a Cold War endeavor, a race to outdo the West in scientific prowess. Workers spoke of strange events during the drilling tools vanishing or sudden chills in the rig despite the heat below. One engineer late in the project claimed to hear a low moan from the shaft, like wind through a cave. Though the air was still, you imagine him, his lantern trembling, wondering if the Earth itself protested. In the 1980s, rumors spread of the well to hell, a myth that the borehole reached a chamber of screams mistaken for tortured souls. Though debunked, the tale took root, fueled by the site's eerie aura. A geologist from the 1970s reported finding a core sample with markings, faint spirals like writing, but they crumbled before study. During the borehole's final years, locals in Zapolyarny whispered of lights in the sky near the site pulsing in rhythm with the drill's hum. Modern stories come from rare visitors who describe an unnatural quiet around the sealed cap, as if the ground holds its breath. A maintenance worker checking the site in 2005 found a single raven perched on the cap, staring as if it knew something he did not. These tales woven through decades pulse with the borehole's enigma, each one a breath in its icy silence. What did those workers hear that they carried in their dreams? Now you are here, standing above the Kola Superdeep borehole, the snow crunching softly under your boots. The metal cap gleams faintly, its edges frosted, and you feel a subtle vibration as if the Earth hums a lullaby just for you. You kneel, your fingers brushing the cold steel, and the silence wraps around you, kind and ancient. You feel no fear, only a quiet joy in being near, as if the borehole has invited you to share its secret. You close your eyes, and the borehole becomes a vision within you. You descend its shaft weightless, the walls glowing with veins of crystal and stone. The air is warm alive with a low resonance like a heartbeat from the planet's core. You see shadows flicker shapes of ancient seas or faces of those who drilled here, and you smile knowing they are part of the Earth's story. You are small in this depth, yet whole, a fleeting spark in a timeless fire. What does the borehole whisper to the Earth's hidden heart? You rise the cap unchanged, the tundra stretching into the night. The Kola Superdeep borehole remains its shaft, sealed its secret safe in the deep. You think of the drills that carved it, the hands that guided them, the dreams they buried. Scientists may analyze, mystics may ponder, but the borehole's truth is a current that flows beyond sight. It is a mystery that soothes a wonder that lulls you into peace. You turn the auroras dancing above alive with other enigmas, other places that beckon in soft murmurs. What does the borehole dream in its endless silence? The question lingers unanswered as you prepare to wander on, so we drift again toward what cannot be named. Imagine a vast desert under a sky ablaze with stars where the red sands of Australia stretch like a canvas painted with the hues of eternity. You stand at the edge of the Woomera Prohibited area, a sprawling 122,000 square kilometers in South Australia, where the air shimmers with heat and the silence hums with unseen presence. Fenced and guarded, this land holds both military secrets and the ancient stories of the Maralinga Tjarutja people, its dunes whispering of mysteries buried deep. You feel the warmth of the earth beneath your feet, a gentle call to wonder stirring within you. What truths lie hidden in these forbidden sands? You listen, and the desert begins to speak. You picture yourself stepping closer, the sand soft and warm shifting underfoot like a living thing. The Woomera Prohibited area, established in 1947, is one of the largest restricted zones on Earth, a testing ground for military projects, rockets, missiles, and classified experiments. Its boundaries enclose a landscape of salt lakes, rocky outcrops, and spinifex plains where modern technology meets ancient ground. Access is forbidden to all but authorized personnel with patrols and surveillance, ensuring its isolation. You imagine barbed wire fences stretching into the distance, their metal glinting under the relentless sun. Beneath the surface lies another layer, the ancestral lands of the Maralinga and Anangu peoples who have walked these deserts for over 40,000 years. Their sacred sites, rock art ceremonial grounds, are protected yet veiled off limits, even to most researchers. The area's military history tied to British nuclear tests in the 1950s and 60s adds a shadow of secrecy with whispers of contamination and concealed records. You sense the desert's duality, a place of both human ambition and timeless reverence. Why does this land feel like a keeper of stories both old and new? Your mind turns to the clarity of reason seeking to pierce the desert's veil. Military historians view Woomera as a crucible of Cold War innovation, its ranges used to test long-range missiles and aerospace technology. Could its sealed archives hold blueprints for advanced propulsion systems or data on experiments never disclosed? You imagine scientists in bunkers, their screens flickering with telemetry, tracking rockets that vanish into the sky. Archaeologists offer another perspective, focusing on the region's indigenous heritage. The desert's caves and rock shelters may conceal artifacts, tools, paintings, or burial sites, dating back millennia. Might these relics reveal how ancient peoples adapted to this harsh land, their knowledge a guide for modern survival? Geologists hypothesize the area's salt lakes and mineral deposits could hold clues to Australia's geological past, perhaps even rare earth elements critical for technology. You picture core samples, their grains whispering of ancient seas dried by time. Environmental scientists speculate about the lingering effects of nuclear tests at Maralinga within Woomera's bounds. Could the sands still carry traces of radiation, or have they healed their ecosystems resilient? The restricted access limits study with drones and satellites, offering only partial glimpses. Some propose the area's isolation preserves unique flora and fauna, like desert-adapted marsupials, thriving away from human reach. Science stretches toward answers, but Woomera's vastness resists each theory, a grain in its endless dunes. What secrets does the desert guard beyond the reach of instruments? You let your spirit wander, feeling the Woomera Prohibited area as a hallowed expanse where the land itself breathes wisdom. In Aboriginal Dreamtime stories, the desert is alive, its rocks and waters woven with ancestral beings who shaped the world. You imagine Woomera as a sacred canvas, its dunes marked by the footsteps of creation, spirits, its silence, a chant of eternity. Could this be a place where the Earth's soul rests its secrets entrusted to those who honor its ways? The stars above seem to nod their light, a blessing on the sand. From a broader spiritual lens, the desert evokes a place of purification where solitude strips away illusion. In Christian mysticism, deserts are where prophets find clarity, and you sense Woomera as a sanctuary for the soul's quiet seeking. In Buddhist thought, emptiness is the path to enlightenment, and the area's vastness feels like a meditation, its silence a call to presence. From a shamanic perspective, the land is a portal, its sacred sites doorways to visions of the unseen. You pause the desert's warmth, a gentle embrace. What if Woomera is a mirror for the heart's own vastness, a place to listen to the world's oldest songs? The spiritual perspective offers no map, only an invitation to kneel before the land's quiet power to let its mystery soothe you. You turn to history, seeking stories that drift through Woomera's sands. The Maralinga Charucha people tell of ancient ceremonies held under these stars, their songs mapping the land's sacred places. One legend speaks of a wanderer who entered a forbidden cave, returning with tales of a glowing stone that spoke in dreams. You imagine him, his eyes wide with wonder, his words carried by the wind. During the 1950s, British nuclear tests at Maralinga left scars both physical and human. Locals whispered of strange lights in the sky during those years, not stars but something else pulsing over the test sites. A soldier stationed there claimed to hear voices in the desert at night speaking in a tongue he couldn't name, though his comrades heard nothing. In the 1970s, a surveyor mapping the area found a rock, carving a spiral with eyes unrecorded by any known culture. Its origin, a mystery. Modern tales come from rare visitors like scientists or indigenous custodians, who describe an uncanny stillness in certain zones as if the land watches. One ranger reported finding a circle of stones perfectly placed that vanished when she returned with others. These stories woven through time pulse with Woomera's enigma, each one a breath in its endless quiet. What did those who walked here see that they left unspoken? Now you are here standing at the edge of the Woomera prohibited area, the desert stretching before you like a sea of rust and gold. The air is warm, carrying the faint scent of salt and sage, and you feel a gentle welcome, as if the land knows you. You step forward, the sand yielding softly, and the silence wraps around you, a cloak woven of starlight and time. You feel no fear, only a quiet joy in being near, as if the desert has invited you to share its secret. You close your eyes, and Woomera becomes a vision within you. You drift across its dunes, weightless, the wind carrying you past ancient rocks etched with stories. A shadow moves a kangaroo, or perhaps something older, its form dissolving into the haze. The land hums its voice, a low melody of earth and sky, and you are part of this song, a fleeting note in its timeless chorus. What does the desert know that it shares? Only in whispers. You open your eyes, the dunes steady under the stars, their curves unchanged. The Woomera prohibited area remains its sands, a vault for secrets both human and ancient. You think of the tests that scarred it, the ceremonies that blessed it, the stories it holds. Scientists may probe, mystics may dream, but Woomera's truth is a wind that slips through open hands. It is a mystery that calms a wonder that lulls you into peace. You turn the desert stretching into the night alive with other enigmas, other places that beckon in soft murmurs. What does Woomera dream in its endless silence? The question drifts unanswered as you prepare to wander on. So we drift again toward what cannot be named. Envision a frozen expanse where the horizon blurs into a pale, endless gray, and the wind carries a whisper older than time. You stand on Devon Island, a desolate jewel in Canada's Arctic archipelago, where barren rock and ice stretch beneath a sky, faintly brushed with auroral light. The ground crunches underfoot its surface, dusted with frost that mimics the dust of distant planets. This is a Martian-like wasteland, a place so alien it serves as a testing ground for space exploration, yet so remote that only scientists tread its paths. You feel the cold seep into your bones, yet a quiet awe blooms within you as if the island itself hums with secrets of the cosmos. What truths does this barren land hold? You pause, and the silence begins to sing. You imagine taking a step across the rocky terrain, your breath clouding in the frigid air. Devon Island, the world's largest uninhabited island, spans 55,000 square kilometers in Nunavut, Canada, a realm of tundra craters and valleys carved by ancient glaciers. Its Houghton crater, 23 kilometers wide, mirrors the scarred surface of Mars, making it a natural laboratory for NASA and other space agencies. The island's desolation is profound. No trees grow here, no rivers flow, and the only sounds are the wind's low moan and the occasional cry of an Arctic fox. Access is restricted, reserved for researchers who brave its harsh climate to test rovers, suits, and dreams of distant worlds. You picture the island's vast plains where frost patterns etch the ground like cryptic runes. The permafrost hides ancient ice, and the cliffs weathered by millennia stand as silent sentinels. The Inuit, whose lands encompass Devon, call it Talarutit, a name that feels like a prayer. The island's isolation, reachable only by air or sea in fleeting summer months, makes it a forbidden realm, its mysteries locked in stone and snow. Why does this place so empty feel so alive with secrets? Your mind turns to the clarity of reason seeking to unravel Devon's enigma. Planetary scientists view the island as a terrestrial analog for Mars, its dry, cold environment mimicking the red planet's surface. Could its soils and rocks hold clues to Martian geology, helping decode data from rovers like Perseverance? You imagine researchers in insulated suits collecting samples from Houghton crater, their breath fogging as they study minerals that echo another world. Geologists hypothesize that Devon's ancient rocks, some over 8 billion years old, preserve records of Earth's early climate. Might they reveal how life survived in extreme conditions, offering insights into astrobiology? You picture drills piercing the permafrost, unearthing microfossils or chemical traces of primordial seas. Climatologists, meanwhile, study the island's ice to understand Arctic warming, its melting patterns, a warning for the planet. Could Devon's thawing ground predict the future of Earth's polar regions? Another theory focuses on its role in space exploration. The island's isolation allows scientists to test technologies, drones, habitats, or life support systems in conditions mimicking extraterrestrial missions. Yet its remoteness limits research. Storms and logistics restrict visits to brief windows. Some speculate the crater's unique microbes adapted to extreme cold could mirror life on Mars or Europa. Science reaches for answers, but Devon's vastness resists each hypothesis, a footprint in its endless snow. What lies beneath the ice that no rover has touched? You let your spirit drift, sensing Devon Island as a sacred threshold, a place where Earth and cosmos meet. In Inuit spirituality, the land is alive, its stones and ice imbued with spirits that guide and protect. You imagine Devon as a temple of solitude, its barrenness, a canvas for the universe's quiet voice. Could this be a place where the stars speak to the Earth, their light a bridge to the infinite, the auroras above shimmer, as if in silent agreement? From a broader spiritual lens, the island evokes the void of creation, a place where nothingness births meaning. In Zen philosophy, emptiness is the source of all things, and Devon's stark beauty feels like a meditation urging you to release thought and simply be. In Christian mysticism, desolate places are where the divine reveals itself, and you sense the island as a sanctuary, its silence, a prayer for the soul's awakening. From a shamanic perspective, Devon is a vision quest, its craters doorways to other realms where ancestors whisper truths beyond words. You breathe in the cold air, sharp and cleansing. What if Devon Island is a mirror for the cosmos within you, its desolation, a call to find the infinite in the still? The spiritual perspective offers no compass, only a gentle urging to rest in the island's quiet, to let its mystery enfold you. You turn to history, seeking stories that linger in Devon's icy embrace. The Inuit have known this land for millennia, their oral traditions, weaving tales of spirits who roam the tundra. One legend speaks of a hunter who ventured into Houghton crater, guided by a fox that glowed like the aurora. He returned with tales of a hidden spring, warm and steaming, though no map records it. You imagine him, his furs dusted with snow, his words a flicker in the firelight. In the 19th century, European explorers like John Franklin sought the Northwest Passage near Devon, their ships trapped by ice. Some journals mention a ghostly plain on the island, where compasses spun wildly, leading crews astray. One sailor claimed to see figures in the mist, not human, but shaped like shadows vanishing into the crater's rim. During the 20th century, early Arctic researchers reported strange lights on Devon's hills, pulsing in patterns no aurora could mimic. Modern tales come from scientists at the Houghton Mars Project who describe an eerie calm in the crater, as if the land watches their work. One researcher found a stone with spiral etchings too precise for nature, yet no culture claimed it. Another swore the wind carried voices faint and melodic, though the camp was alone. These stories woven through ages pulse with Devon's enigma, each one a snowflake in its timeless frost. What did those wanderers see that they left in silence? Now you are here standing on Devon Island's frozen ground, the wind a soft caress against your face. The crater looms in the distance, its rim etched against the sky, and you feel a quiet welcome as if the island has invited you to share its solitude. The rocks beneath your feet are ancient, their surfaces scarred by eons, and you sense their stories unspoken but alive. You close your eyes, and Devon becomes a vision within you. You drift across the tundra weightless, the ice sparkling like a field of stars. The air hums a low melody of wind and stone, and you see shadows flicker foxes, spirits, or echoes of a Martian past. You are small in this vastness, yet part of its rhythm, a fleeting breath in a cosmic song. The crater's heart calls its secrets, a whisper you almost grasp. What does Devon Island know that it shares only with the stars? You open your eyes, the island steady under the twilight, its rocks and ice unchanged. Devon remains its craters, a canvas for dreams, its secrets safe in the frost. You think of the winds that sculpt its valleys, the ice that holds its past, the silence that guards its truth. Scientists may explore, mystics may reflect, but Devon's essence is a breeze that dances beyond reach. It is a mystery that soothes, a wonder that lulls you into peace. You turn the tundra stretching into the horizon alive with other enigmas, other places that beckon in soft murmurs. What does Devon Island dream in its Martian silence? The question drifts unanswered as you prepare to wander on, but the silence only deepened, and another mystery waited beyond the dusk. Imagine a sea cloaked in twilight mist, where waves murmur secrets against a jagged shore. You stand in a small boat drifting toward Hashima Island, a crumbling silhouette off Nagasaki's coast in Japan. Known as Gunkanjima or Battleship Island, its concrete ruins rise like a forgotten fortress, their weathered facades etched by salt and time. Once a thriving coal mining hub, now abandoned, its streets are silent, its buildings hollowed by decades of neglect. Restricted by Japan, only guided tours touch its edges, leaving the island's heart untouched, frozen in a ghostly stillness. You feel the sea's gentle sway, a quiet awe stirring within you. What memories linger in these decaying walls? You listen and the island begins to whisper. You picture yourself nearing the island's shore, the boat gliding past concrete seawalls that loom like ancient ramparts. Hashima, a mere 16 acres, is a labyrinth of dilapidated structures, apartment blocks, schools, and mine, shafts packed tightly on a reclaimed rock in the East China Sea. From the 1880s to 1974, it was a bustling coal mine housing thousands who toiled beneath the waves. At its peak, in the 1950s, over 5,000 souls lived here, making it one of the densest human settlements ever. You imagine crowded stairways, children's laughter, and the hum of machinery now replaced by the wind's soft moan. Abandoned when coal demand waned, Hashima was left to decay, its buildings crumbling under typhoons and time. Japan restricted access in the 1970s, citing safety, though whispers hint at other reasons, unspoken histories, or an unwillingness to disturb its silence. Guided tours allowed since 2009 skirt the island's edges, but vast areas remain off-limits, their interiors collapsed or too dangerous to enter. You sense the island's solitude, as if it has chosen to keep its stories locked within. Why does this place so small feel like a world unto itself? Your mind seeks the clarity of reason, probing Hashima's mystery through science's steady gaze. Historians view the island as a time capsule of Japan's industrial era. Its architecture, a blend of early concrete and traditional design. Could its buildings hold clues to construction techniques that withstood decades of harsh seas? You imagine engineers studying cracked beams, tracing how salt and storms erode man-made stone, seeking lessons for modern resilience. Archaeologists hypothesize that Hashima's sealed interiors, apartments, hospitals, or mining tunnels preserve artifacts of daily life, tools, furniture, or letters left behind in the hasty exodus of 1974. Might these relics reveal the social dynamics of a confined community or the hardships of miners' lives? You picture a rusted teapot or a faded photograph waiting in the dark. Environmental scientists, meanwhile, study the island's reclamation by nature mosses and vines, creeping over concrete, or seabirds nesting in broken windows. Could Hashima model how abandoned urban spaces revert to the wild? Another theory focuses on the mines below flooded by seawater. Geologists speculate their coal seams or surrounding rock could hold fossils or minerals, offering insights into the region's geological past. Yet the restricted access and structural risks limit exploration. Drones and sonar provide only partial glimpses. Some propose the island's eerie atmosphere, reported feelings of unease, stems from infrasound, low-frequency vibrations from waves or wind. Science stretches toward answers, but Hashima's ruins resist each hypothesis, a crack in its weathered walls. What lies in the places no one has entered? You let your spirit drift, sensing Hashima as a sacred relic, a place where human striving meets the eternal. In Shinto, belief abandoned places can become home to kami spirits that linger in forgotten spaces. You imagine Hashima as a shrine, its ruins alive with unseen presences, their whispers carried by the sea breeze. Could this be a place where the spirits of miners and families rest, their stories woven into the island's decay? The silence feels holy, a chant of memory and loss. From a broader spiritual lens, Hashima evokes the impermanence of human works, a Buddhist reminder that all things pass. You sense the island as a meditation on letting go its crumbling walls, a lesson in embracing the transient. In Christian mysticism, desolate places are where the divine speaks clearest, and you picture Hashima as a sanctuary, its solitude, a call to reflect on life's fragility. From a Taoist perspective, the island's return to nature is a dance of balance. Its decay, a step toward harmony with the universe. You pause the sea's rhythm, a lullaby for your thoughts. What if Hashima is a mirror for the soul's own ruins, a place to honor what was and what remains? The spiritual perspective offers no blueprint, only a gentle urging to rest in the island's quiet, to let its mystery enfold you. You turn to history, seeking stories that cling to Hashima's weathered stones. In its mining heyday, the island was a microcosm of Japan's ambition, but life was harsh. Miners, including forced laborers from Korea and China during World War II, toiled in cramped, dangerous tunnels. One tale speaks of a Korean worker who carved a prayer into a mine wall, found decades later its words faded but poignant. You imagine him, his chisel trembling, etching hope into the dark. In the 1950s, residents reported strange occurrences, lights flickering in empty buildings or footsteps echoing on rooftops at night. A fisherman delivering supplies claimed to see a figure watching from a high window, though the building was locked. After abandonment, early scavengers who defied the ban spoke of an oppressive silence, as if the island resented their intrusion. One found a child's doll pristine amidst rubble, its eyes seeming to follow him. Modern stories come from tour guides who describe sudden chills in certain alleys or cameras failing inexplicably. A visitor in 2015 reported hearing a faint hum, like a song coming from a sealed stairwell, though others heard only the wind. These tales, woven through decades, pulse with Hashima's enigma, each one a splinter in its crumbling frame. What did those who lived here leave behind that lingers still? Now you are here, standing on Hashima's shore, the concrete beneath your feet, cracked and warm from the sun. The ruins rise around you, their windows dark, yet you feel no fear, only a quiet welcome, as if the island has invited you to share its solitude. You walk a narrow path, the seas murmur, a steady companion, and the air carries the faint scent of salt and moss. You close your eyes, and Hashima becomes a vision within you. You drift through its streets weightless, the buildings parting like memories. A shadow flickers a miner, a child, or perhaps the island's own spirit, its form dissolving into dust. The silence is alive, a melody of forgotten voices, and you are part of this song, a fleeting note in its timeless refrain. You pause by a broken wall, its surface etched with faint scratches, names perhaps or dreams, and you smile, sensing their weight. What does Hashima remember that it keeps so still? You open your eyes, the island steady in the twilight, its ruins softened by mist. Hashima remains its concrete, a canvas for time's slow art, its secrets safe in the decay. You think of the hands that built it, the lives that filled it, the silence that claims it now. Scientists may study, mystics may muse, but Hashima's truth is a tide that ebbs beyond reach. It is a mystery that soothes a wonder that lulls you into peace. You turn the sea stretching before you alive with other enigmas, other places that beckon in soft murmurs. What does Hashima dream in its ghostly slumber? The question drifts unanswered as you prepare to wander on. In the shadow of that silence, something else still lingers. Picture a turquoise sea stretching beneath a sky of endless dawn, where waves weave a soft lullaby against coral shores. You float in a fragile boat, the Andaman Sea, warm and shimmering, as North Sentinel Island emerges from the haze, a green jewel cloaked in dense jungle. Its beaches gleam, fringed by mangroves, but an unseen presence watches from the shadows. Home to the Sentinelese, one of the last uncontacted tribes. This island is a forbidden sanctuary, its people fiercely guarding their ancient ways. India's government bans all approach, protecting a mystery that pulses like a heartbeat in the forest. You feel the island's quiet strength, stirring a gentle awe within you. What secrets thrive in this untouched world? You listen, and the waves begin to murmur. You imagine drifting closer, the boat swaying in the tide's embrace. North Sentinel Island, part of India's Andaman and Nicobar archipelago, spans just 59 square kilometers, a small Eden ringed by reefs that fend off ships. Its interior is a labyrinth of jungle, where towering trees and vines hide the lives of the Sentinelese, a people who have shunned outsiders for millennia. Estimated to number fewer than 100, they hunt fish and live as their ancestors did, their language, beliefs, and rituals unknown to the world. You picture their homes, huts woven from palm hidden in clearings. No satellite can pierce. The island's isolation is profound and forced by the Sentinelese themselves, who greet intruders with arrows and spears. India's navy patrols the waters, ensuring no one lands, preserving both the tribe's safety and their enigma. You envision their fires flickering at night, the smoke curling like a prayer to the stars. The island feels alive, its secrecy a choice, its mysteries woven into the roots of its trees. Why does this place so small hold such timeless power? Your thoughts seek the clarity of reason, tracing the island's enigma through science's gentle lens. Anthropologists view North Sentinel as a living relic of humanity's past, its people among the last to live without modern contact. Could their DNA preserve ancient genetic markers revealing migrations across Asia 60,000 years ago? You imagine researchers barred from the island studying distant photos of Sentinelese hunters piecing together clues to human evolution. Ethnologists hypothesize the Sentinelese language, unheard by outsiders, may belong to a unique linguistic family, its roots predating known tongues. Might their oral traditions hold stories of ancient seas or lost lands submerged by time? Ecologists, meanwhile, see the island as a pristine ecosystem, its forests and reefs untouched by development. Could rare species, birds, fish, or plants thrive here, adapted to an island untouched by human hands? You picture drones hovering at a safe distance, their lenses capturing glimpses of a world apart. Archaeologists speculate about relics hidden in the jungle stone, tools, middens, or carvings that could trace the Sentinelese's history, yet the tribe's hostility and India's protection make study impossible. Even flyovers risk disruption. Some propose the island's reefs, formed over millennia, hold geological records of climate shifts. Science reaches for answers, but North Sentinel's veil remains each theory, a ripple in its endless tide. What wisdom do the Sentinelese carry that no scholar can touch? You let your spirit drift, sensing North Sentinel as a sacred grove where the divine breathes in harmony with the wild. In the Andamanese traditions of nearby tribes, islands are homes to spirits, their jungles alive with ancestors who guard the living. You imagine the Sentinelese as keepers of this sacred trust, their arrows, not of anger but of reverence, protecting a holy land. Could this island be a temple? Its people, priests of an ancient faith, their lives a hymn to the earth? The sea's murmur feels like a chant, soft and eternal. From a broader spiritual lens, North Sentinel evokes a sanctuary of purity untouched by the world's chaos. In Hindu philosophy, simplicity is a path to truth, and the Sentinelese's way of life feels like a meditation, their isolation, a vow to the eternal. In indigenous cosmologies, the land and its people are one, and you sense the island as a living soul, its heartbeat synced with the tribe's own. From a Taoist perspective, the Sentinelese embody the way of nature flowing with the island's rhythms, free from desire's weight. You pause, the air warm with the scent of salt and leaf. What if North Sentinel is a mirror for the soul's own sanctuary, a place to rediscover the sacred in simplicity? The spiritual perspective offers no key, only a call to rest in the island's quiet, to let its mystery wrap around you like a breeze. You turn to history, seeking stories that drift through North Sentinel's shores. The Andaman Islands have long been a place of mystery, their tribes known to ancient mariners as far back as Ptolemy's maps. One tale from a 13th century Chinese trader speaks of an island where shadow people danced on the beach under moonlight, vanishing when approached. You imagine their fires, their silhouettes flickering against the waves, their laughter lost to time. In the 19th century, British colonizers tried to contact the Sentinelese only to be repelled by arrows. A shipwrecked sailor washed ashore in 1897 claimed the tribe spared him after he offered a knife, guiding him to a raft with silent gestures. During the 20th century, Indian anthropologists made cautious attempts, leaving gifts of coconuts or iron, but the Sentinelese took the offerings and retreated, their intentions unreadable. One expedition in the 1970s reported seeing a canoe carved with intricate patterns, though no one has seen it since. Modern stories come from fishermen who avoid the island but speak of lights in the jungle at night, not fires but something softer, pulsing like a heartbeat. A pilot flying low in 2004 after the tsunami swore he saw figures waving, not in hostility but in farewell, though the tribe was unharmed. These tales, woven through centuries, pulse, with the island's enigma, each one a wave breaking on its shore. What do the Sentinelese see that they guard so fiercely? Now you are here, floating just beyond North Sentinel's reef, the island's green heart steady in the distance. The waves rock your boat, their rhythm a gentle cradle, and you feel a quiet welcome, as if the Sentinelese unseen allow you to linger at their edge. The jungle hums with life, birds, insects, and the faint rustle of leaves, and you sense their presence, watchful but kind. You close your eyes, and the island becomes a vision within you. You glide toward the shore, weightless, the trees parting to reveal a clearing where figures move, their faces hidden but their eyes warm. A spear rests against a tree, not a threat but a symbol, and you smile knowing you are a guest in their world. The air sings a melody of wind and wave, and you are part of this song, a fleeting breath in its timeless chant. What do the Sentinelese know that they share only with the stars? You open your eyes, the island unchanged, its jungle, a tapestry of green and shadow. North Sentinel remains its people, living as they always have, their secrets safe in the forest's embrace. You think of the tides that guard it, the trees that shelter it, the silence that holds its truth. Scientists may speculate, mystics may dream, but the island's essence is a breeze that dances beyond grasp. It is a mystery that soothes, a wonder that lulls you into peace. You turn, the sea stretching before you alive with other enigmas, other places that beckon in soft murmurs. What does North Sentinel dream in its timeless solitude? The question drifts unanswered as you prepare to wander on. In the shadow of that silence, something else still lingers. Picture a twilight valley cradled by the rugged peaks of Russia's Ural Mountains, where shadows pool like ink beneath a sky faintly brushed with starlight. You stand at the edge of Mezgoria, a closed town in Bashkortostan, its streets hidden behind guarded checkpoints and barbed wire. The air is crisp, scented with pine and frost, carrying a faint hum as if the mountains themselves whisper secrets. This is no ordinary place. Mezgori is rumored to conceal a vast bunker beneath Mount Yamantau, its purpose veiled in silence, its gates locked to all but a chosen few. You feel the weight of its mystery, a quiet awe stirring within you. What lies hidden in this forbidden town? You pause, and the darkness begins to murmur. You imagine approaching the town's perimeter, your footsteps muffled by snow. Mezgori, founded in 1979 and granted town status in 1995, is a closed administrative territorial formation, a relic of Soviet secrecy, nestled 200 kilometers southeast of Ufa. Home to roughly 17,000 people, its residents are believed to support a mysterious project tied to Mount Yamantau, the highest peak in the southern Urals, at 1,640 meters. The mountain, named Evil Mountain in Bashkir folklore for its bear-infested slopes and treacherous terrain, looms over the town, its rocky face a silent guardian. The Russian government restricts access, allowing only those with special permits to enter. Satellite images from the 1990s revealed massive excavation projects, railroads, highways, and thousands of workers, suggesting a bunker complex spanning up to 400 square miles beneath the mountain. You picture underground tunnels, their walls reinforced with quartz stretching into depths no outsider has seen. The town's surface is unremarkable. Apartment blocks, a few shops, but its true heart lies below, hidden from the world. Why does Mezgori feel like a lock guarding a key no one can find? Your mind seeks the light of reason, tracing the town's enigma through science's steady gaze. Military analysts hypothesize Mezgori as a continuity of government facility, a Cold War-era bunker designed to shelter Russia's leaders in nuclear war. Could its quartz-lined chambers deep beneath Yamantau withstand modern weapons, offering unmatched protection? You imagine geophysicists studying the mountain's rock, marveling at its resilience, while engineers speculate about air, filtration systems guarding against chemical or biological threats. Others propose it as a nuclear arsenal, storing warheads or missiles ready for launch. Reports of 73 nuclear weapons once housed here fuel this theory, suggesting a doomsday system that could arm itself autonomously. You picture technicians in sterile rooms, their screens glowing with cryptic codes, maintaining a network no one dares activate. Geologists, however, suggest a simpler purpose, a mining operation for uranium or rare minerals. The excavations, a byproduct of resource extraction. Yet the scale, 400 square miles, seems too vast for mere mining. Some scientists wonder if the site tests advanced technology, electromagnetic weapons perhaps, or surveillance systems. The no-fly zone overhead and restricted roads hint at sensitive operations. Could Mezgori be Russia's Area 51, a hub for experimental projects, even alien technology, as some speculate? Science offers glimpses, but the town's secrecy resists each theory, a flicker in its darkened halls. What purpose drives this hidden machine buried in the earth? You let your spirit drift, sensing Mezgori as a sacred threshold where human ambition meets the eternal. In Bashkir folklore, Yamantau is a place of spirits, its dark slopes shunned as evil yet revered as powerful. You imagine the mountain as a sentinel, its bunker, a modern offering to ancient forces, its silence a pact with the unseen. Could this be a place where the Earth's spirit guards humanity's deepest fears, its depths a shrine to survival? The wind's soft moan feels like a prayer answered by the stars. From a broader spiritual lens, Mezgori evokes the quest for refuge, a universal longing to endure. In Christian mysticism, hidden places are where faith is tested, and you sense the bunker as a modern ark built, not for flood, but for fire. In Sufi tradition, the heart's secrets are buried deep, and the town feels like a soul's retreat, its tunnels, a journey to divine truth. From an indigenous perspective, disturbing the earth risks awakening its guardians, and the hums reported near Yamantau feel like they're warning a call to respect the land's sanctity. You breathe in the cold air, a gentle balm. What if Mezgori is a mirror for humanity's hope and dread, a place where we bury our dreams of tomorrow? The spiritual perspective offers no lantern, only a call to rest in the mountain's quiet, to let its mystery soothe you. You turn to history, seeking stories that linger in Mesgoria's shadows. Construction began in the late 1970s during the Brezhnev era, with garrisons Beloretsk 15 and Beloretsk 16 merging into the town by 1995. Workers spoke of strange events, equipment failing without cause, or lights flickering in the forest, pulsing like a heartbeat. One laborer in the 1980s claimed to hear a low chant from the mountain's base, though his crew found only silence. You imagine him, his torch, trembling, wondering if the earth itself spoke. During the Cold War, U.S. intelligence tracked the site, noting massive construction under Boris Yeltsin's government. Russian officials offered conflicting tales: a mine, a treasure vault, a food store, or a leadership bunker. A journalist hiking near Yamantau in the 1990s reported a vast pit, guarded by soldiers with a helipad gleaming under moonlight. Locals whispered of trucks arriving at night, their cargo hidden, or of a worker who vanished after speaking of rooms that hum. You picture a notebook left behind its pages, filled with sketches of endless tunnels. Modern stories add to the mystique. A pilot flying near the no-fly zone reported his instruments spinning as if the mountain disrupted the air itself. These tales, woven through decades, pulse with Mesgoria's enigma, each one a snowflake in its frozen lore. What did those who entered know that they left unspoken? Now you are here, standing at Mesgoria's checkpoint, the fence cold under your gaze. The town lies beyond its lights, faint through the mist, and Mount Yamantau towers above its peak, lost in clouds. You feel no fear, only a quiet reverence, as if the mountain has invited you to stand in its shadow. The air hums a subtle vibration that resonates in your chest, and you sense the bunker below its tunnels, a maze of purpose and silence. You close your eyes, and Mesgori becomes a vision within you. You drift through the town's streets, weightless past silent homes where secrets sleep. The mountain opens, revealing corridors of stone and steel, their walls etched with patterns you almost understand. A door looms, sealed its surface, warm as if alive, and you pause, knowing you cannot pass but feeling its welcome. You are small in this vastness, yet part of its rhythm, a fleeting breath in a timeless song. What does Mesgori hide that it guards so gently? You open your eyes, the checkpoint unchanged, the mountain eternal. Mesgori remains its bunker, a riddle carved beneath Yamantau, its secrets safe in the deep. You think of the workers who built it, the leaders who planned it, the spirits who watch it. Scientists may speculate, mystics may ponder, but Mesgoria's truth is a wind that dances beyond reach. It is a mystery that calms, a wonder that lulls you into peace. You turn the valley, stretching into the night, alive with other enigmas, other places that beckon in soft murmurs. What does Mesgoria dream in its hidden heart? The question lingers unanswered as you prepare to wander on. But the silence only deepened, and another mystery waited beyond the dusk. Close your eyes and imagine a restless sea, its waves curling under a sky heavy with ash and twilight. You stand in a small boat, the North Atlantic's chill mist kissing your face, as Surtsey Island emerges from the haze off Iceland's southern coast. A young island, born in a fury of volcanic eruptions, from 1963 to 1967. Its black cliffs rise like a sculpture still being shaped by unseen hands. The ground steams and the air carries a faint sulfurous tang, a reminder of the fire that birthed this place. Restricted to all but scientists, Surtsey is a living laboratory, its fragile soil, a canvas for nature's quiet work. You feel the island's newborn pulse, stirring a gentle awe within you. What secrets does this infant land hold? You listen and the waves begin to hum. You picture yourself drifting closer, the boat rocking in the ocean's embrace. Surtsey, named for Surt, the Norse fire giant, spans just 4 square kilometers its surface, a patchwork of volcanic ash lava fields and nascent greenery. Born when an undersea volcano erupted, it rose from the depths in a spectacle of fire and steam witnessed by fishermen who thought the sea itself was burning. Its cliffs, sculpted by wind and wave, are stark yet delicate, eroding steadily as the ocean claims its edges. You imagine the ground warm underfoot, where mosses and lichens creep, the first whispers of life on a land still forming. Iceland declared Surtsey a protected reserve, barring all but researchers to preserve its pristine evolution. Scientists visit briefly their steps cautious to avoid disturbing the island's fragile ecosystems. You envision their tents, dwarfed by basalt columns, and the silence that envelops them, broken only by the cry of gulls or the sea's soft roar. The island feels like a child of the earth, its mysteries unfolding in slow, deliberate breaths. Why does this young land feel so ancient, as if it carries the weight of creation? Your thoughts turn to reason, seeking to unravel Surtse's enigma through science's gentle gaze. Geologists see the island as a rare glimpse into planetary birth, its volcanic rocks, a record of Earth's molten heart. Could Surtse's ash and lava reveal how islands form, offering clues to the geology of distant worlds like Io or Venus? You imagine researchers collecting samples, their gloves dusted with black sand, analyzing minerals forged in the eruption's fire. Ecologists view Surtse as a living experiment in colonization. Since its birth seeds carried by wind and birds have taken root, and insects have arrived building a fledgling ecosystem, might this process mirror how life began on early Earth, or how it could spark on barren exoplanets? You picture scientists cataloging plants, marveling at how life claims a land so raw. Others hypothesize the island's isolation preserves unique microbial life, perhaps carried from deep-sea vents, offering insights into extremophiles. Oceanographers study Surtse's erosion, noting how waves reshape its shores faster than expected. Could its rapid decay inform models of coastal change or predict the fate of other volcanic islands? The restricted access complicates research. Visits are limited to summer, and the island's fragility demands minimal impact. Some propose Surtse's soils hold chemical traces of ancient oceans trapped in its newborn crust. Science reaches for answers, but the island's youth resists each theory, a seedling in its barren soil. What secrets does Surtse hold still, forming in the Earth's embrace? You let your spirit wander, sensing Surtse as a holy cradle where creation's spark still glows. In Norse mythology, Surt wields a flaming sword, and you imagine the island as his legacy, a land born of fire, to remind the world of its origins. Could this be a place where the Earth's spirit dances its newborn shores, a hymn to life's resilience? The steam rising from its cliffs feels like a prayer ascending to the sky. From a broader spiritual lens, Surtse evokes the miracle of beginnings, a genesis unfolding in real time. In Christian thought, creation is God's breath, and you sense the island as a divine exhale its growth, a testament to sacred patience. In indigenous traditions, new land is a gift from the earth, and you picture Surtse as an offering its solitude, a call to honor the wild. From a Buddhist perspective, the island's impermanence eroding even as it grows teaches detachment, its fleeting beauty a path to inner peace. You breathe in the sea, air sharp and alive. What if Surtse is a mirror for the soul's own birth, a place to witness the eternal in the now? The spiritual perspective offers no anchor, only a call to rest in the island's quiet, to let its mystery warm your heart. You turn to history, seeking stories that cling to Surtse's young shores. The island's birth was a spectacle witnessed by fishermen in November 1963, who saw the sea boil and smoke rise like a dragon's breath. One sailor aboard a trawler claimed the waves glowed red at night, as if the ocean mourned or celebrated the new land. You imagine him, his face lit by the eruption's fire, his tale whispered in Reykjavik's taverns. In the years following, scientists landing on Surtse reported strange finds: a single tomato plant growing impossibly in ash, its seeds carried by an unknown bird, or a stone etched with faint spirals washed ashore from the deep. During a 1970s expedition, a researcher swore she heard a hum from the island's core, not volcanic but melodic, like a song from the sea. In the 1980s, a pilot flying overhead described lights flickering on Surtse's cliffs, not human but pulsing in patterns. No storm could explain. Modern tales come from researchers who speak of an uncanny calm when working on the island, as if it watches their steps. One biologist found a feather, pristine and iridescent, placed as if by intent on a lava rock, though no bird matched its hue. These stories, young yet haunting, pulse with Surtse's enigma, each one a spark in its newborn fire. What did those first witnesses see that lingers in their dreams? Now you are here standing on Surtse's black sand, the sea's murmur, a gentle companion. The cliffs rise before you, their edges soft with moss, and you feel a quiet welcome as if the island has allowed you to stand in its presence. The air is cool, tinged with sulfur, and the ground hums faintly, a vibration from its fiery birth. You sense no fear, only a joy in being near, as if Circe has shared a glimpse of its soul. You close your eyes, and the island becomes a vision within you. You drift across its plains, weightless, the ash parting like mist. A gull soars above its cry, a note in the island's song, and you see life taking root, tiny sprouts, insects scuttling the earth's quiet work. You are small in this newness, yet part of its rhythm, a fleeting breath in a land stillborn. The steam rises, carrying whispers of creation, and you smile content in the mystery. What does Circe dream as it grows into itself? You open your eyes, the island steady in the mist, its cliffs catching the dawn's faint light. Circe remains its soil, a canvas for life's slow art, its secrets safe in the ash. You think of the eruptions that birthed it, the winds that shape it, the silence that holds its truth. Scientists may study, mystics may reflect, but Circe's essence is a flame that flickers beyond grasp. It is a mystery that soothes, a wonder that lulls you into peace. You turn the sea stretching before you alive, with other enigmas, other places that beckon in soft murmurs. What does Circe know in its newborn heart? The question drifts unanswered as you prepare to wander on. In the shadow of that silence, something else still lingers. Envision a soft dusk settling over the rolling hills of France's Dordogne Valley, where ancient oaks cast long shadows across a landscape carved by time. You stand before a hidden entrance, a simple stone portal sealed tight, its surface cool beneath your fingertips. Beyond lies the Lascaux Caves, a subterranean sanctuary where prehistoric art adorns walls untouched by light for millennia. Discovered in 1940 and sealed since 1963, to preserve their fading paintings, these chambers hold the whispers of humanity's earliest dreams. You feel the earth's quiet breath, a gentle awe blooming within you. What stories do these ancient strokes tell? You press closer and the silence begins to hum. You imagine slipping through the sealed entrance, your steps hushed in the cool, damp air. The Lascaux Caves, carved by water through limestone over eons, stretch beneath the village of Montignac, their passages a labyrinth of halls and chambers. The Great Hall of the Bulls, the Axial Gallery, the Chamber of Felines, each bears vivid paintings crafted 17,000 years ago by Cro-Magnon hands. You picture the walls alive with galloping horses, charging bison, and enigmatic human figures, their ochre and charcoal lines glowing faintly under imagined torchlight. The caves were sealed after fungal growth, spurred by human breath, threatened the art. Now only a few scientists enter under strict conditions, their visits brief, to protect the fragile pigments. Unexplored passages, too, narrow or unstable, remain untouched, their secrets locked in darkness. You sense the weight of time here, as if the caves themselves guard the dawn of human thought. Why do these paintings, so ancient, feel so alive, as if they pulse with forgotten voices? Your mind seeks clarity, turning to science to unravel the cave's enigma. Archaeologists view Lascaux as a window into the Paleolithic mind, its art a testament to early human creativity. Could the paintings be hunting rituals meant to ensure success through sympathetic magic? You imagine researchers studying the pigments red hematite, black manganese, marveling at the skill that blended them into lifelike forms. Some hypothesize the cave's layout with animals clustered by species reflects a proto-taxonomy, an early attempt to order the world. Anthropologists propose the art served communal purposes, perhaps storytelling or initiation rites. The human figures, rare and stylized, might depict shamans, their forms bridging the physical and spiritual. Could acoustic studies noting how sound echoes in the chambers suggest the caves hosted chants or dances, amplifying their power? You picture scientists with microphones capturing resonances that hint at ancient ceremonies. Geologists focus on the caves themselves, formed during the Ice Age, when water-dissolved limestone. Might sealed passages hide more art or fossils of the megafauna depicted on the walls? The restricted access limits exploration. Remote sensing offers glimpses, but the cave's fragility demands caution. Some speculate the painting's placement deep underground reflects a deliberate journey, a pilgrimage to sacred depths. Science reaches for answers, but Lascaux's darkness resists each theory, a flicker in its shadowed halls. What drove those ancient artists to paint in such hidden places? You let your soul drift, sensing the Lascaux caves as a sacred womb where humanity's spirit first found form. In many indigenous traditions, caves are portals to the underworld, homes to ancestors or gods. You imagine Lascaux as a shrine, its paintings offerings to unseen, forces their lines a prayer etched in stone. Could this be a place where early humans communed with the divine, their art a bridge to the eternal? The silence feels alive, a chant woven from torchlight and awe. From a broader spiritual lens, the caves evoke the birth of consciousness, a moment when humanity glimpsed its own soul. In Hindu philosophy, creation is a dance of light and shadow, and you sense the paintings as a cosmic waltz, their animals embodying life's sacred rhythm. In Christian mysticism, darkness is where God's presence dwells, and Lascaux feels like a cathedral, its walls a testament to faith in the unseen. From a shamanic perspective, the caves are a vision quest, their depths, a journey to realms where spirits speak. You pause the cool air, a gentle caress. What if Lascaux is a mirror for the heart's own beginnings, a place to touch the spark of creation? The spiritual perspective offers no map, only a call to rest in the cave's quiet, to let their mystery cradle you like a dream. You turn to history, seeking stories that linger in Lascaux's chambers. Discovered by 4 boys in 1940, the caves became a sensation, drawing thousands until their closure. Early visitors spoke of an eerie presence, as if the animals on the walls watched them pass. One guide in the 1950s claimed his lantern flickered in the shaft of the dead man, where a lone human figure lies beside a bison, though the air was still. You imagine him, his breath catching, wondering if the caves stirred with ancient life. In 1949, a worker clearing debris found a flint tool, its edge etched with a deer lost before it could be studied. During the cave's open years, some reported hearing faint hums in the apse like distant voices, though tests found no source. A local legend tells of a shepherd centuries ago who vanished near the hill, his family claiming he was taken by the painted beasts beneath the earth. You picture his staff left behind, swallowed by the grass. Modern stories come from scientists who describe a profound stillness in the caves, as if time itself pauses. One researcher in 2008 found a smudge of charcoal on a ledge, fresh as if just drawn, though no one had entered in weeks. These tales woven through ages pulse with Lascaux's Enigma, each one a stroke in its timeless art. What did those first artists see that they poured into these walls? Now you are here standing within the Lascaux caves, the darkness soft around you like a velvet cloak. The walls glow faintly, their animals leaping in the flicker of an imagined torch, and you feel no fear, only a quiet belonging, as if the caves have welcomed you into their heart. You trace a bison's curve with your gaze, its form alive with motion, and the silence hums a melody of ancient hands. You close your eyes and Lascaux becomes a vision within you. You drift through its passages weightless, the paintings unfolding like a story you almost know. A shadow moves a horse, a hunter, or perhaps the artist's spirit, its form merging with the stone. You are small in this depth yet whole, a fleeting breath in a song sung before words were born. The air whispers, carrying echoes of laughter, chants, or tears, and you smile content in the mystery. What do the caves dream in their eternal dark? You open your eyes, the sealed entrance steady before you, the hills bathed in dusk's soft light. The Lascaux caves remain their art, a testament to humanity's dawn, their secrets safe in the deep. You think of the hands that painted them, the fires that lit them, the silence that holds them. Now, scientists may study, mystics may reflect, but Lascaux's truth is a star that shines beyond reach. It is a mystery that soothes a wonder, that lulls you into peace. You turn the valley stretching into the night alive with other enigmas, other places that beckon in soft murmurs. What do the Lascaux caves know that they keep so still? The question drifts unanswered as you prepare to wander on. So we drift again toward what cannot be named. Imagine a dawn where golden light spills over the ancient city of Axum, Ethiopia, bathing stone walls in a glow that feels like a blessing. You stand before the Church of Our Lady, Mary of Zion, its modest facade rising from a courtyard framed by acacias swaying in the warm breeze. The air hums with chants, soft and eternal, as robed monks move in quiet reverence. This sacred site, at the heart of Ethiopian Orthodoxy, is said to house the Ark of the Covenant, the biblical chest bearing the Ten Commandments. Guarded by a single monk who never leaves its inner sanctum, no outsider may cross its holy threshold. You feel the weight of its sanctity, a gentle awe stirring within you. What power rests behind these ancient walls? You listen, and the chants begin to weave their spell. You picture yourself standing closer, the courtyard stones warm beneath your feet. The Church of Our Lady Mary of Zion, founded in the 4th century and rebuilt in the 17th, is a simple structure of granite and wood, its domed roof crowned with a cross that catches the sun. Yet its unassuming exterior belies its profound mystery. The claim that the Ark of the Covenant, lost to history after the fall of Jerusalem, resides here, brought to Ethiopia by Menelik I, son of King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba. You imagine the Ark, a golden chest adorned with cherubim, hidden in a small chapel beside the main church, accessible only to the guardian monk, who dedicates his life to its protection. No one else, not priests, not scholars, not even emperors, may enter this sanctum. The Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church upholds this tradition with unwavering devotion, and the surrounding compound, ringed by walls and guarded gates, is restricted to pilgrims and clergy. You sense the air's quiet charge, as if the ground itself holds a sacred trust. The mystery of the Ark's presence, unverified, yet fiercely believed, wraps the church in an aura of enigma. Why does this humble place feel like the heart of a divine riddle? Your mind turns to reason, tracing the church's mystery through the lens of inquiry. Historians question the Ark's journey to Ethiopia, noting the Kebra Nagast, a 14th century text, as the source of the Menelik legend. Could the Ark be a replica crafted to unify Ethiopia's early Christian kingdom? You imagine archaeologists barred from the chapel studying Axum's obelisks and ruins for clues to Menelik's era, seeking evidence of a Solomonic link. Some hypothesize the Ark was spirited away from Jerusalem around 587 BCE during Babylon's siege, but no trace confirms its path. Archaeologists propose the chapel might house another relic, a sacred stone perhaps, or a symbolic chest venerated as the Ark. Might carbon dating of the chapel's wood or soil reveal its age, hinting at what lies within? Others speculate the Ark's secrecy protects a cultural treasure, not a biblical one, its inaccessibility preserving Ethiopia's spiritual identity. You picture scientists with non-invasive tools, ground-penetrating radar, perhaps peering from afar, their data inconclusive against the church's sanctity. Skeptics suggest the Ark is a myth, its story a blend of faith and folklore, while engineers marvel at the logistics. How could a heavy gold chest survive centuries in a humid climate? Yet the lack of access thwarts answers. No outsider has seen the relic, and the guardian monk's silence is absolute. Science stretches toward clarity, but the church's veil holds firm each theory, a candle flickering in its sacred dark. What truth, if any, lies within the chapel's walls? You let your spirit drift, sensing the church as a holy beacon where divinity rests in quiet splendor. In Ethiopian Orthodoxy, the Ark is Tabo, a living symbol of God's covenant, its presence making Axum a second Jerusalem. You imagine the chapel as a heart pulsing with divine energy, its guardian monk a sentinel of faith. Could this be a place where heaven touches earth, the Ark, a bridge to the eternal? The chants rising like incense feel like a sacred vow binding past to present. From a broader spiritual lens, the church evokes the universal quest for the sacred. In Jewish tradition, the Ark is God's throne, its loss a wound in history, and you sense its rumored presence here as a healing, a restoration of divine order. In Islamic mysticism, hidden truths are sought in solitude, and the monk's lifelong vigil feels like a Sufi's journey to the divine. From an indigenous African perspective, sacred objects hold the land's spirit, and you picture the Ark as Ethiopia's soul, its secrecy, a shield against the profane. You pause the warm air, a gentle embrace. What if the Church of Our Lady, Mary of Zion, is a mirror for the heart's own holy place, where faith guards the unseen? The spiritual perspective offers no door, only a call to kneel in the courtyard's quiet, to let the mystery anoint you with peace. You turn to history, seeking stories that weave through Aksum's sacred ground. The Khyber Nagas tells of Menelik I stealing the ark from Jerusalem, guided by angels to Ethiopia, where it blessed the land with prosperity. One legend claims a 10th century Queen Gudit sought to destroy the church to seize the ark, but a divine light drove her back, her army blinded. You imagine her standing at these gates, her ambition crumbling before a power she could not name. In the 16th century, Portuguese missionaries reported hearing of a golden chest in Aksum, guarded by monks who died, rather than reveal its place. A 19th century traveler seeking the ark claimed to see a veiled figure carrying a covered object during a festival, its shape hinting at a chest, though guards turned him away. During the Italian occupation of 1936, rumors swirled that Mussolini's forces planned to raid the church, but a sudden storm scattered their convoy, sparing the sanctum. Modern tales come from pilgrims who describe a profound calm near the chapel, as if the air itself holds a blessing. A monk in the 1990s, before taking his vow as guardian, spoke of a vision, a radiant light within the chapel, shaping itself into wings, though he never spoke again. These stories woven through centuries pulse with the church's enigma, each one a thread in its sacred tapestry. What did those who guarded the ark see that they kept in eternal silence? Now you are here standing in the courtyard of the Church of Our Lady, Mary of Zion, the stone walls steady under the rising sun. The chants envelop you, their cadence a heartbeat, and you feel no longing to enter, only a quiet joy in being near, as if the ark's presence radiates through the earth. You touch the gate, its wood worn by countless hands, and the air hums a melody of faith and mystery. You close your eyes, and the church becomes a vision within you. You drift toward the chapel, weightless, its walls parting to reveal a golden glow, soft and warm, like a star cradled in stone. The guardian monk stands silent, his eyes kind, and you sense the ark not as an object but as a presence, a light that holds all promises. You are small in this sanctity, yet whole, a fleeting note in a hymn older than time. What does the ark whisper to those who listen with the heart? You open your eyes, the courtyard bathed in dawn's light, the church unchanged. The Church of Our Lady, Mary of Zion, remains its chapel, a vault for the divine, its secrets safe in the monk's quiet vigil. You think of the chants that fill it, the faith that guards it, the stories it holds. Scientists may question, mystics may dream, but the church's truth is a flame that burns beyond sight. It is a mystery that soothes a wonder that lulls you into peace. You turn the city of Aksum stretching before you alive with other enigmas, other places that beckon in soft murmurs. What does the ark dream in its hidden sanctum? The question drifts unanswered as you prepare to wander on. In the shadow of that silence, something else still lingers. Imagine a vast desert under a sky so wide it seems to cradle the stars, where the red earth of South Australia's outback stretches like a canvas untouched by time. You soar above, in a dreamlike flight, the wind whispering through an open window when a colossal figure emerges below, a geoglyph etched into the plateau, its lines bold yet fading. This is the Marie Man, a 2-kilometer-tall hunter, carved into the arid ground near Finnis Springs, 60 kilometers west of the tiny town of Marie. Its origins and purpose are cloaked in mystery, its remote location restricted by native title and guarded by silence. You feel the desert's ancient pulse stirring a quiet awe within you. What story does this silent giant tell? You glide lower and the sands begin to hum. You envision yourself hovering above the plateau, the Marie Man's form sprawling across the earth like a shadow cast by a forgotten titan. Discovered in 1998 by pilot Trek Smith during a charter flight, the geoglyph depicts an Aboriginal man, left-handed, poised in a hunting stance with a stick or boomerang. Its lines, once 20-30 centimeters deep and up to 35 meters wide, cover a perimeter of 28 kilometers, making it one of the world's largest geoglyphs, rivaled only by Peru's Nazca lines. You picture the figure's details, scars, a headband, and features drawn with precision visible only from the sky, a work of art crafted in secrecy. The plateau, held under native title by the Arabana people since 2012, is off-limits to ground visitors, accessible only by air through scenic flights from Marie or William Creek. Natural erosion has softened the lines, though a 2016 restoration by locals, led by pub owner Phil Turner, retraced them using GPS and a grader hoping to turn the grooves green with vegetation. You sense the desert's vastness, its isolation, a shield for the geoglyph's Enigma. Why does this modern creation, born in a mere 16-day window between May and June 1998, feel like an echo of something eternal? Your thoughts drift to the realm of inquiry, seeking to unravel the Marie man's mystery through reason's lens. Geographers marvel at the geoglyph scale, suggesting it required advanced technology, likely GPS, and heavy machinery like a bulldozer to carve with such precision in weeks. Could it have been a mining company with access to earth movers and satellite navigation, as some speculate? You imagine surveyors plotting coordinates in the desert's heat, their work hidden by the outback's remoteness. Archaeologists propose the figure's design mirrors historical Aboriginal art, possibly inspired by a reversed image of the Artemision Zeus statue or a Pichantjatjara hunter from Hedley Finlayson's 1946 book, The Red Center. Might it be a cultural tribute crafted to honor indigenous heritage, as anonymous faxes claimed, citing the 2000 Sydney Olympics? Others hypothesize it as a land claim, its non-Arabana features like the headband, linked to the Musgrave Ranges, asserting presence in contested territory during 1998's native title disputes. You picture a plaque found near the figure's nose bearing an American flag, and Olympic rings hinting at foreign creators, perhaps U.S. military from the nearby Woomera Prohibited area. Skeptics suggest it was a prank by local artist Bardius Goldberg, known for ambitious projects, though his death in 2002 left no confession. Could his friends claim that Goldberg borrowed a tractor and GPS hold the key, or is it another dead end? The lack of witnesses, despite the operation's scale, fuels theories of government cover-up or corporate secrecy. Science probes, but the desert's silence holds firm, each hypothesis august across its sands. What hand drew this giant, and why did it vanish without a trace? You let your heart wander, feeling the Marie man as a sacred gesture etched into the Earth's ancient skin. In Aboriginal Dreamtime, the land is a living story, its features shaped by creator beings. You imagine the geoglyph as a modern dreaming its hunter, a tribute to the Arabana's ancestors, striding across their sacred plateau. Could this be a place where the spirit of the land speaks its lines, a dialogue with the stars? The desert's stillness feels like a prayer answered by the night's vast embrace. From a broader spiritual lens, the Marie man evokes humanity's urge to mark the eternal, a gesture akin to ancient geoglyphs worldwide. In Christian thought, creation is a divine act, and you sense the figure as a humble offering, its anonymity, a bow to the Creator's mystery. In Buddhist philosophy, impermanence defines all things, and the geoglyph's fading lines feel like a meditation on transience, its restoration, a vow to honor what passes. From a shamanic perspective, the hunter is a spirit guide, his form a beacon for souls seeking the outback's wisdom. You pause the desert's warmth, a gentle weight on your shoulders. What if the Marie man is a mirror for the soul's own longing, a mark to say, "We were here"? The spiritual perspective offers no compass, only a call to rest in the geoglyph's quiet, to let its mystery weave through you like a breeze. You turn to history, seeking stories that drift through the Marie man's lines. Discovered on the 26th of June 1998, the geoglyph sparked intrigue when anonymous faxes laced with Americanisms like feet and Aboriginal reservations reached Marie's pub and media. One fax named it Stuart's Giant, honoring explorer John McDouall Stuart, while a buried plaque quoted Finlayson's book and mentioned the Branch Davidian cult. Deepening the puzzle, you imagine a glass jar found in a pit holding a U.S. flag and a satellite photo, as if the creators taunted investigators with cryptic clues. Locals whispered of a 1998 native title clash between the Arabana and Dieri, some seeing the geoglyph as a territorial, claim its Musgrave-style headband alien to Arabana culture. A pilot reported a second American flag near the figure's foot, reigniting theories of U.S. military involvement from Woomera. In 2016, Phil Turner's restoration uncovered 250 wooden stakes, suggesting a theodolite, not GPS, guided the work, yet no creator emerged. You picture a surveyor's notebook lost in the sand, its pages hinting at a team that vanished into the outback's haze. Modern tales add to the mystique. A tourist in 2019 swore their plane's compass spun over the geoglyph, though the pilot dismissed it as wind. These stories, woven through decades, pulse with the Marine Man's enigma, each one a grain in its endless dunes. Who walked this plateau, leaving only a hunter's shadow? Now you are here, soaring above the Marine Man, the desert's red expanse unfolding below. The hunter's form stretches beneath you, its lines bold yet softened by time, and you feel no urge to land, only a quiet joy in seeing, as if the geoglyph has invited you to witness its mystery. The air is warm, carrying the scent of dust and salt, and you sense the land's ancient heart beating slow and steady. You close your eyes, and the Marine Man becomes a vision within you. You drift closer, weightless, the lines glowing like veins of light. The hunter's eyes, unseen, yet felt, meet yours, not with challenge, but with knowing, as if he carries a story older than his birth. The desert sings a low hymn of wind and earth, and you are part of this melody, a fleeting note in its timeless chant. You hover above his hand, the stick poised forever, and wonder what prey does he seek in the outback's endless dream. You open your eyes, the geoglyph steady below its form, a testament to human will and desert silence. The Marine Man remains its lines, a riddle etched in sand, its secrets safe in the outback's embrace. You think of the hands that carved it, the minds that planned it, the silence that cloaks them still. Scientists may theorize, mystics may ponder, but the geoglyph's truth is a wind that dances beyond grasp. It is a mystery that soothes a wonder, that lulls you into peace. You turn the desert stretching to the horizon alive with other enigmas, other places that beckon in soft whispers. What does the Marine Man hunt in his eternal vigil? The question drifts unanswered as you prepare to wander on. But the silence only deepened, and another mystery waited beyond the dusk. Picture a star-draped night in the heart of Australia's desert, where the red earth glows faintly under a moon's tender gaze. You stand on a dusty track, the air warm and scented with eucalyptus, gazing toward a cluster of white domes that shimmer like pearls against the dark horizon. This is Pine Gap, a secretive joint U.S. Australian intelligence facility nestled near Alice Springs in the Northern Territory. Its fences and guarded gates seal off a world of classified operations, its purpose veiled in whispers of global surveillance. Surrounded by the vast, silent outback, it remains forbidden to all but those within its circle. You feel the desert's ancient stillness, a quiet awe stirring within you. What secrets hum beneath those gleaming domes? You listen, and the night begins to murmur. You imagine drawing closer, the crunch of gravel soft underfoot. Pine Gap, officially named the Joint Defense Facility Pine Gap, sprawls across a remote patch of the McDonnell Ranges, 18 kilometers southwest of Alice Springs. Established in 1970 under a U.S. Australia agreement, its cluster of over 30 radomes, white golf ball-like structures, hides advanced satellite dishes and antennas. The facility is a hub for signals intelligence, reportedly monitoring communications, missiles, and space activity across the globe. You picture its underground control rooms, their screens alive with encrypted data, tended by a staff of around 800 split between U.S. and Australian personnel. The site is off-limits, encircled by high fences, motion sensors, and security patrols. Access requires top-level clearance, and even locals know little beyond its looming presence. The surrounding desert, sacred to the Arrente people, stretches unbroken, its red sands and spinifex plains, a natural barrier. You sense the facility's isolation, as if it exists in a pocket of time, apart from the world. Why does this place so modern feel woven with the outback's ancient mystery? Your mind seeks the clarity of reason, probing Pine Gap's enigma through the lens of inquiry. Intelligence analysts view the facility as a cornerstone of global surveillance, its antennas intercepting signals from satellites, phones, and missiles across Asia, the Middle East, and beyond. Could its data processed in real-time track nuclear tests, terrorist communications, or space debris, ensuring global security? You imagine engineers calibrating dishes under starlight, their algorithms sifting through a sea of signals for patterns invisible to the untrained eye. Geopolitical scholars hypothesize Pine Gap's role in U.S. missile defense, suggesting it relays early warning data for launches from nations like China or North Korea. Might its ground-based sensors paired with orbiting satellites form a shield against hypersonic threats? Others propose it monitors cyber attacks, its supercomputers decoding encrypted networks to thwart digital warfare. You picture analysts in darkened rooms, their headsets humming with intercepted whispers, guarding against unseen dangers. Skeptics question its secrecy, theorizing it serves covert operations, drone strikes perhaps, or electronic espionage beyond public oversight. Astronomers speculate its telescopes hidden within radomes could study space phenomena, doubling as a scientific outpost. Yet the classified nature bars confirmation. No outsider sees its core, and leaks are rare. Some suggest the facility's electromagnetic fields pulsing through the desert affect local wildlife or weather, though studies are inconclusive. Science reaches for answers, but Pine Gap's veil holds firm, each theory, a spark in its shadowed expanse. What truths flicker in those unseen screens? You let your spirit drift, sensing Pine Gap as a modern oracle, its domes a conduit for the unseen currents of the world. In Arrente Dreamtime, the desert is alive, its rocks and sands woven with ancestral stories. You imagine the facility as a guest on sacred land, its presence a dialogue between technology and spirit, its hum a new verse in the Outback's ancient song. Could this be a place where human ambition meets the eternal? It signals a prayer to the cosmos. The stars above seem to listen their light, a gentle nod. From a broader spiritual lens, Pine Gap evokes the human quest to see beyond the veil, akin to ancient seers gazing at the heavens. In Hindu thought, knowledge is a divine gift, and you sense the facility's data as a modern Veda seeking truth in the unseen. In Christian mysticism, hidden places hold divine secrets, and Pine Gap feels like a cloister, its silence a meditation on the unknown. From a shamanic perspective, the desert is a power site, and the facility's antennas might channel energies cosmic or earthly beyond human intent. You pause, the night air warm against your skin. What if Pine Gap is a mirror for the soul's own search? A place where we listen for whispers from the infinite. The spiritual perspective offers no key, only a call to rest in the desert's quiet, to let its mystery enfold you like a dream. You turn to history, seeking stories that linger in Pine Gap's shadow. Built during the Cold War, the facility was initially shrouded in secrecy, its existence barely acknowledged until the 1980s. Locals in Alice Springs whispered of Yanks in the desert, their convoys arriving under cover of night. One tale from the 1970s tells of a stockman who strayed near the fence, his radio crackling with a voice, not English, not static, that faded as he fled. You imagine him, his horse snorting, the domes gleaming in the moonlight. In 1988, a New Zealand politician revealed Pine Gap's role in U.S. and the 88 New Zealand politician S. Satellite surveillance sparking protests by peace activists who saw it as a nuclear target. During a 2002 demonstration, a protester claimed to see lights pulsing beneath the ground like a heartbeat, though guards dismissed it as a mirage. Declassified documents hint at Pine Gap's role in the Gulf War guiding precision strikes, yet locals spoke of unmarked planes landing at night, their cargo unseen. Modern stories add to the mystique. A hiker in 2015 lost near the facility reported her compass spinning wildly, though her GPS held steady. Pilots flying overhead describe brief radio static as if the domes emit a silent song. These tales, woven through decades, pulse with Pine Gap's enigma, each one a breath in the desert's vast silence. What did those who glimpsed its edges sense that they carried in quiet? Now you are here, standing on the desert track, Pine Gap's domes glowing softly in the distance. The outback surrounds you, its silence, a warm embrace, and you feel no urge to approach, only a quiet joy in being near, as if the facility has allowed you to linger in its presence. The air hums faintly, a vibration from unseen machines, and you sense the land's ancient spirit, watchful yet kind. You close your eyes, and Pine Gap becomes a vision within you. You drift toward the domes weightless, their surfaces smooth and cool. A door opens, revealing a chamber of light screens, flickering voices whispering in tongues you cannot name. The desert's pulse merges with the signals, a symphony of earth and sky. And you are part of this melody, a fleeting note in its boundless refrain. You pause, feeling the weight of unseen eyes, and wonder, what do these domes seek in their endless watch? You open your eyes, the domes steady under the stars, their purpose cloaked in silence. Pine Gap remains its signals weaving through the cosmos, its secrets safe in the desert's heart. You think of the minds that built it, the hands that guard it, the stories it holds. Scientists may speculate, mystics may dream, but Pine Gap's truth is a star that shines beyond reach. It is a mystery that soothes a wonder, that lulls you into peace. You turn the outback, stretching into the night alive with other enigmas, other places that beckon in soft murmurs. What does Pine Gap listen for in its silent vigil? The question drifts unanswered as you prepare to wander on. In the shadow of that silence, something else still lingers. Envision a high desert under a sky, stitched with countless stars, where the cool night air carries the scent of sagebrush and ancient earth. You stand on a rocky trail in northern New Mexico, gazing at Archuleta Mesa, a looming silhouette against the moon's pale glow. Beneath its rugged surface, whispers speak of Dulce Base, a rumored underground facility tied to secrets beyond human ken, tales of extraterrestrial encounters and clandestine experiments. Denied by officials, its existence remains unproven, its gates, if they exist, locked to the world. You feel the mesa's quiet presence, a gentle awe stirring within you. What truths hum beneath this silent stone? You pause, and the desert begins to whisper. You imagine stepping closer, the mesa's shadow cool against your skin. Archuleta Mesa, near the small town of Dulce in the Jicarilla Apache Nation, rises sharply, its red rock and sparse juniper hiding whatever lies below. Rumors of Dulce Base began in the late 1970s, sparked by claims of a multi-level facility buried deep within, accessible only through hidden entrances or tunnels. Some say it spans 7 stories underground, with chambers for advanced technology, biological research, or even extraterrestrial beings. You picture steel doors concealed in the rock, their surfaces cold, leading to corridors lit by an unnatural glow. The U.S. government denies the base's existence, and no public records confirm it. The area is restricted, patrolled by tribal or federal authorities, and the mesa's rugged terrain deters casual explorers. Locals speak sparingly, their voices hushed as if the mesa itself listens. You sense a pulse in the earth, faint but persistent, as if Dulce Base, if real, breathes with secrets no one dares name. Why does this place uncharted feel like a vault for truths beyond our world? Your thoughts turn to reason, seeking to unravel the mesa's enigma through the lens of inquiry. Military analysts speculate Dulce Base, if it exists, could be a covert defense project, perhaps a Cold War-era bunker for nuclear research or advanced weaponry. Could its rumored tunnels house particle accelerators or electromagnetic experiments hidden from satellite surveillance? You imagine scientists in sterile labs, their instruments humming, testing technologies that defy public knowledge. Geologists offer another angle, noting the mesa's volcanic origins formed millions of years ago. Might its caverns, if they exist, be natural repurposed for secret operations? Some hypothesize the base could test aerospace technology, hypersonic craft, or drones, its isolation ideal for classified trials. You picture seismic sensors buried in the desert, detecting faint vibrations yet yielding no proof. Others propose it as a biological research site, studying pathogens or genetic engineering, its secrecy protecting against leaks. UFO researchers, a fringe yet persistent voice, suggest Dulce as a hub for extraterrestrial collaboration, citing alleged leaks from whistleblowers like Thomas Costello, who claimed in the 1980s to have worked there witnessing alien technology. Though dismissed as fiction, could trace elements in the soil, unusual isotopes, or metals hint at otherworldly activity. The lack of access thwarts investigation. The mesa's surface reveals nothing, and official silence is absolute. Science reaches for answers, but Dulce's depths resist each theory a flicker in its shadowed heart. What lies beneath that, no instrument can find. You let your spirit drift, sensing Dulce Base as a sacred threshold where the earth meets the stars. In Apache tradition, mesas are places of power. They're stones holding the wisdom of ancestors. You imagine the base, if it exists as a modern mystery, woven into this ancient reverence. Its tunnels, a conduit for cosmic truths. Could this be a place where the universe speaks to the earth, its secrets guarded by the mesa's quiet strength? The stars above seem to pulse as if sharing a silent vow. From a broader spiritual lens, Dulce evokes humanity's longing to touch the beyond. In Christian mysticism, hidden places are where divine mysteries dwell, and you sense the base as a cloister, its chambers a prayer to the unknown. In New Age thought, the desert is a beacon for extraterrestrial contact, and Dulce feels like a temple, its rumored aliens, ambassadors of a higher truth. From a shamanic perspective, the mesa is a portal, its depths, a journey to realms where spirits and star beings meet. You breathe in the night air, cool and fragrant. What if Dulce Base is a mirror for the soul's own quest, a place to seek the infinite in the unseen? The spiritual perspective offers no map, only a call to rest in the mesa's silence, to let its mystery enfold you like a dream. You turn to history, seeking stories that cling to Archuleta Mesa's shadows. The Dulce rumors began with Paul Benowitz, a businessman who in the 1970s claimed to detect strange signals from the mesa, believing them alien communications. His reports, dismissed as delusions, sparked tales of underground battles between humans and extraterrestrials fueled by Castello's 1980s. Dulce papers describing labs with hybrid creatures. You imagine a faded document, its sketches of tunnels and beings left in a desert shack, its truth unverified. In the 1980s, locals reported unexplained cattle mutilations near Dulce, their precision cuts blamed on lasers or aliens. A rancher claimed to see lights hovering over the mesa at night, moving in patterns no aircraft could mimic. During the 1990s, a hiker swore he found a metal hatch in the mighty rock, warm to the touch, though it vanished when he returned with others. You picture his flashlight trembling the mesa, swallowing his discovery. Modern stories add to the mystique. A trucker in 2015 driving near Dulce reported his radio crackling with a voice, not English, not static, that faded as he passed the mesa. Tribal elders, when pressed, speak of the mesa as awake, its spirit restless since the modern age began. These tales, woven through decades, pulse with Dulce's enigma, each one a breath in its starlit silence. What did those witnesses glimpse that they carried in quiet? Now you are here, standing before Archuleta Mesa, the desert stretching around you like a sea of silver dust. The mesa looms, its silhouette steady, and you feel no fear, only a quiet joy, as if the earth has invited you to linger in its presence. The air hums faintly, a vibration from unseen depths, and you sense the mesa's heart, ancient yet alive, beating with secrets unspoken. You close your eyes, and Dulce Base becomes a vision within you. You drift beneath the mesa, weightless, through tunnels of smooth stone lit by a soft, otherworldly glow. Shadows flicker, machines, beings, or echoes of dreams, and you pause, feeling their gaze, not threatening but curious. You are small in this vastness, yet part of its rhythm, a fleeting spark in a cosmic fire. The silence sings a melody of earth and stars, and you smile content in the mystery. What does Dulce Base seek in its hidden vigil? You open your eyes, the mesa unchanged, its rock bathed in moonlight. Dulce Base remains its rumored tunnels, a riddle buried beneath Archuleta, its secrets safe in the desert's embrace. You think of the stories that haunt it, the whispers that guard it, the silence that holds it still. Scientists may speculate, mystics may dream, but Dulce's truth is a star that shines beyond grasp. It is a mystery that soothes a wonder, that lulls you into peace. You turn the desert stretching into the night alive with other enigmas, other places that beckon in soft murmurs. What does Dulce Base dream in its hidden heart? The question drifts unanswered as you prepare to wander on. So we drift again toward what cannot be named. You drift now, dear wanderer, through a twilight woven of unanswered questions, your heart light as a feather carried by the wind. The mysteries we've wandered, secret chambers, silent islands, and hidden depths lie like sleeping stones, cradling truths no hand can touch. Their whispers linger soft as an eternal dusk, wrapping you in a quiet that needs no answers, only peace. Feel the world soften around you, its edges blurring like a dream taking shape. The questions we've explored, etched in desert sands, glowing in molten lakes, humming beneath ancient peaks, float like leaves on a gentle stream, their riddles a lullaby for your soul. You don't need to solve them, only to let them drift their weight dissolving into the night's embrace. The winds of wonder carry you now through valleys where shadows dance and seas where secrets rest. Each mystery is a star faint but eternal lighting, a path you need not walk, only follow with your heart. The stones sleep, the dusk deepens, and you are held safe in the arms of the unknowable. Let your thoughts fade like ripples on a quiet shore, and rest in the stillness where all questions become a gentle sigh.